subscribe. Subscribe to my guy, Uncle D. Tell him Big Bass sent you.
Spurling. I'm an attorney here in Houston, Texas. An advocate for black men, largely because I am a black man. I'm a black father. I have black sons. Hey man, I do what I do.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the broadcast. Shout out to everybody in the chat room. Y'all make sure y'all hit the #1 button. Let me know you're in here. I got my man, Generation Malcolm X. That's what's up, man. Thank you for being the first person to contribute to the super chat. I hope you all are having a wonderful day. I want to thank you all so much for coming and spending some time with me here. And as you know, we like to talk about things that are relevant. We like to talk about social things as, or should I say in the realm of social science. And we're going to continue that trend, okay? Now, the first thing is, let me give a big shout out to Sleepy G 2011. And of course, I already said Mr. Generation Malcolm X. I already know this is going to be a banger. Yes, it is. It always, baby. What you mean? It's always a banger when Uncle D is at the helm. I try to give you guys what I think is good and things you can actually walk away from. I give you seeds that you can plant that will grow. You know, things that'll exceed my time. You know, that's what I like to do. I like to give you what you need, baby. Let me fix this camera so y'all can get a little bit more top of my head. I don't want y'all to not see top of my head. Anyway, welcome. So, family, isn't it interesting that, you know, they have an old saying, absence makes the heart grow fonder? Well, apparently there's a lot of people that miss black people. And we've seen, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I've seen a lot of different broadcasts. And I wanted to try to put this thing in a frame because it's like, it's weird, right? It's really weird. Like you all always talking about y'all don't like us, you don't want us around, you give us a hard time. And now all of a sudden we miss black people, right? It's quite weird. It's quite weird, but I think I can speak on behalf. It's pretentious to say I can speak on people, but I think I can speak on behalf of the vast majority that we don't miss any of y'all. We don't miss none of y'all. All right, somebody type none of y'all in the chat room. We don't miss white people. We don't miss, you know, the angry immigrants. We don't miss none of y'all. We don't. We good. Okay, we are good over here. We are fine. Y'all had us. You didn't treat us right, and now we good. Okay, and so y'all can keep missing us all you want to. And we're going to keep doing our line dances and minding our business. Somebody type the couch on the chat room. We're going to be on the couch. It doesn't matter if we talk about politics or whatever. We are good over here. Y'all can have everything that's going on out there in that world. We are enjoying ourselves. We are not on the front lines battling against ICE. We are not going to be called out. We're just good. We're just good. And we learned our lesson. And you folks showed us who you are a long time ago. And we finally took the hint, you know, and that's where we at. And see, here's the thing you need to understand. For generations, black people in this country were placed under a label so broad, right? It's so flattened that it erased history instead of honoring it. And we were told that black meant one undifferentiated mass, okay? And that 2 billion people across the globe could be folded into a single identity as through lineage, culture, history, and sacrifice were interchangeable. But see, delineation, okay? And when I say we still here, but we not there, you understand what I mean? We have delineated. And that's not division. Delineation is definition. It's like putting up borders and boundaries around your yard. Like now you know where your yard starts. Keep your little That way people don't bring their little dirty dog in your yard and poop it on you, put a fence up. That's what we did. We put a gate up. Okay, we are gatekeepers of our culture. We are tired of people taking our things. Okay, somebody type leave us alone in the chat room. Okay, if the spirit hits you anytime this evening and you just say, leave us alone, leave black people alone. Okay, if it hits you, this is open church tonight. You understand? This is the day of the Lord. All right. But again, today we are defining ourselves. We're naming ourselves foundational Black Americans. Okay, and that's not a rejection of anyone. Just like when they name themselves Jamaicans and Ghanaians and Trinidadians and Nigerians and Guyanese and you pick a name, right? We don't consider that rejection. Where they're just letting us know who they are. And so they should feel the same way. And see, and here's the thing. It's not an act of hostility. We're just doing the same thing you're doing. But it is an act of historical clarity. And see, this term denotes a specific people, men and women whose ancestry traces back to slavery in the United States and to generations before it. And those who were present at the founding of this nation, who labored without wages, who built its infrastructure, fought in its wars, cultivated its land, endured its laws. When those laws denied us full humanity. See, this is not about color, it's about lineage. Okay, it distinguishes those whose roots in the soil predate modern immigration. Okay, because remember in 1965, right before that, this was pretty much a black and white country. It wasn't until after 1965 and the Hart-Celler Act that they started allowing immigrants to come in. Black immigrants, Caribbean immigrants, Mexican immigrants. They've been running them people up out of here. It was very prejudiced over here. I don't know if you all know the history of America, but it's very prejudiced for a long time. We had this thing called slavery, and then after that we had this thing called Jim Crow, and really Jim Crow is just a simplified word of laws that said, you people over there and white people over here, okay? And they referred to us as colored, okay? Like multiple colors or whatever. But bottom line is, it distinguishes those whose roots in this soil predates that modern immigration, and whether from Africa, whether you're from the Caribbean, whether you're from Europe, Asia, or anywhere else, it recognizes that first generation and second generation immigrants, no matter how valued or welcome, you don't share the same historical inheritance as those whose bloodline was forged in America through slavery, Reconstruction, Jim Crow, segregation, redlining, and that long fight for civil rights. See, we have skin in the game. We have tax money that we've been paying for years. Did you all know that the whole point of integration was not necessarily because we wanted to sit up next to white folk? It was because we were being taxed, and they were taking our money, and they were taking our money from our taxes and putting it in white folks' coffers so they could have better schools, they could have better facilities, and we had, the worst. So they had their money plus they had our money. And so our leaders back then said, you know what, this is the only way we can make sure we get our money spent on us is go sit next to them, because they're never going to give us our money. That's what integration was about. A lot of people don't realize that. It was financial. Black people didn't want to go sit up next to white folk like that. This is at the height of lynching. You understand me? And a lot of people don't see that. They just say, oh, we just wanted to sit up. No. We wanted our money, okay? We wanted our money to be spent on us. And if you wouldn't spend our money on us over here, then we're going to come sit over there and you're not going to take your food and our food and eat twice. You understand me? So anyway, the simple act of naming ourselves, FBA, and whether you want to call yourself the Salon people, whether you want to call yourself ADOS, whether you want to be colored, you can be American Negro. If y'all want to go back to American Negro, we can do that. But either way, it denotes what we're doing is we're drawing a historical boundary, okay? And it has caused an uproar. It has unsettled immigrants. It has unsettled white Americans. It has unsettled institutions accustomed to treating Black identity as monolithic and politically convenient. Why? because specificity disrupts the narrative. Specificity demands policy distinctions. When you become very, very specific, it forces the country to confront who actually paid that foundational cost. Because, see, it wasn't all black people, because all black people weren't here. It definitely wasn't all Americans, because all Americans of color weren't here. See, delineation is not exclusion, it is accuracy. And when any other ethnic group distinguishes itself, whether we're talking about Irish American, Italian American, Cuban American, Nigerian American, it's accepted as cultural clarity. But when the descendants of American slavery assert a precise name tied to our unique claim, it is labeled divisive. And we reject that. We reject that framing. And to define ourselves is not to deny others, is to clarify lineage. It's not to diminish shared humanity, okay? It's simply to state we were here at the beginning, through the building, through the breaking, through the fighting, through the rebuilding. Foundational Black Americans is not a slogan. It is a historical designation, and it's a history that deserves precision. Now, let me go ahead and show you some of these videos. I just thought it was hilarious, but this is where this has all come from. You guys hit the #1 button so we can be absolutely certain that you can hear what is being said. I'm gonna go ahead and let you hear my favorite one, because this is the one that I just thought it was just interesting, to say the least. Y'all make sure y'all hit the #1 button, and we're gonna go ahead and push this thing forward. I'm trying to find this doggone video. Let's well, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna start off with this one. I like that. Hit the #1 button.
I started wilding. Now none of the girls is foreign anymore.
They ain't foreign anymore, baby. No.
Okay.
They don't want to be.
Now when
confused.
you ask the girl what she mixed with anything, she like, no, I'm black.
She black.
Didn't you say
She her
she's
father's.
black?
She's a.
Okay, you're not foreign. You're just black.
Yeah, she's her father's child now. Because see, if you say, "Oh yeah, my mama is from Colombia, my mama from Brazil, my daddy black," ICE might come knock on your door. ICE might want to see your paperwork. ICE might want to know, where's your daddy? Where'd your daddy go? We need to see everybody. See, they don't want that now. Okay, they're being precautious. They're being extra precautious because it could pop off at any time, and they don't want them problems. They do not want ICE coming to visit them at their door. Okay, that's what's going on, baby. That's what's going on. It's real in the field. Let's go to the next video. You guys hit the #1 button when you hear it, and I'll try not to repeat that again, but I like to do that so we can be clear. All right, let's take another look at another video. You know what? Let's talk. I want y'all actually. I don't want to put this one up, but I think I have to. So this is let me run this down to you. So this young lady here, okay.
Americans, I hate you.
I'm gonna slow down. Some of you all have probably seen this video already. This young lady here decided that she was gonna get on Al Gore's internet and basically say that not only did she not like foundational Black, she wished everybody a happy Black American History Month, except foundational Black Americans. Okay, I want you to conceptualize this whole month, which used to be Negro, I think it was Negro History Month, is what they called it. That's what it used to be, Negro History Month. Well, nevertheless, she decided to get her extra caloric self on the internet and say the following. I'm gonna let you hear what she says. Y'all listen.
Happy Black History Month to everyone except the foundational Black Americans. I hate you niggas. I hate you niggas. Let's die. Ooh. If I could gather all of you in one place with a strap to my chest,
Yeah.
you know what time it is. We're gonna have a party. We're gonna blow up the spot. More like.
I mean, did y'all hear that? That sounds like anger to me. That sounds like anger. I don't know what y'all did to her. I ain't do nothing to her. I don't know what y'all did to her, but whatever it was, this woman who is clearly Black has become quite angered by you all saying we're gonna delineate. Okay, I need you all to clarify to me what y'all did to this chunky, this young lady, to make her basically say that she wanted to go straight Osama on y'all. I need y'all to explain to me what y'all did to her. All we did was say, hey, look, y'all got y'all flag. This is gonna be our flag over here. This us, you know, it's what we do, you know, this our thing. And we happy for y'all. You know, y'all go ahead and live y'all best life. We gonna do our thing over here. That's cool. We cool with y'all. And now she wants to go straight, she wanna go Twin Towers on everybody. What did y'all do to her? What did you do? I mean, what could have possibly happened in her life that now she want to straight go, you know, take everybody? I mean, now she probably got the FBI visiting the house and everything. I'm gonna let her go ahead and finish saying what she's saying. I mean, you know, maybe she need to get a new prescription or something. Did your prescription dry up or something like that? Why are you mad?
Like me, I'm doing society a favor. But yeah, everybody else, happy Black History Month. I'm even feeling generous towards the biracials. I feel like they can.
Oh, you don't like biracial people. You don't like. Well, most foundational Black Americans is something like triracial. We got Native American, we got a little Indian. Okay, we got a little bit of that, little taste of black and white. Okay, some of us got a little Asian because you know what I'm saying. We got a little taste of that. They was here too. You understand? So you don't like none of us. Well, you know, why don't you just go back after the FBI leaves your house, after the FBI comes to visit, because they will come visit, because you made a threat on the internet, and it's a racial threat, okay? You have clearly, Miss Anchor Baby, you have clearly made a threat, okay? And I think the FBI, is there an FBI number handy? Can somebody Google the FBI hotline and go ahead and make sure that we have it available, because this clearly is a threat against a racial group. This is KKK level type stuff, okay? And we need to make sure that we are safe. Somebody mark safe in the chat room. Somebody mark safe in the chat room, okay? I need y'all to mark safe. Now, I need y'all to do that because we take these threats seriously because we love ourselves. We're valuable, okay? And when people, you know, make these horrible statements about us, then we take them seriously, because we are people that we take threats serious, because this is a serious time. Okay, if you safe, mark safe from this bifocal princess, this tetherly love goddess. Okay, we'll let her finish spewing her rhetoric. Okay, but we need to be safe. All right, from people like this.
I feel like they've been good recently. They can have that third week maybe.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we can have the third week of our holiday. My God, they just took over. But anyway, let's go to a happier person. Shout out to all the happy white people that tell us they met. Actually, this lady is not white. She's. Listen to this. I want y'all to listen.
I moved to Mexico City about a year ago, and I have to say, I think this is a great time for me to say this, actually. Good. One of the things that I miss the most about the United States is African American people.
Really?
I kid you not. I mean, there's no...
Well, you can get some African American people that, like if there's some Nigerians in Dallas, those are African American people. There's some African American people in Minnesota, might not be as many as it was before last month, okay? Because there's some Somalian people there. Those are African Americans. You should go hang out with them if you miss the African American people. Okay, you should. Let's see. Is that who she's talking about? When she says African American, she's talking about people who are from Africa. Okay, because I mean, I know there are people who can trace their lineage to Africa. I mean, there are people who are of African descent. But if we're talking about African America, Africa is a continent. But I'm gonna let her finish. Go ahead. She don't even look like she speaks Spanish to me. She don't look like she speaks Spanish.
No African Americans in Mexico. I mean, there is, but not like in abundance like here. And I remember when I got back and I was in LA.
Somebody type black boyfriend in the chat room. Somebody type black boyfriend.
I went to Delilah's and there was a jazz band playing and they were all...
What you doing over there at Delilah's? Girl, Somebody type black boyfriend in the chat room.
all African American, and I was just staring at them with so much love and gratitude for their culture. And I was like, oh my God, I miss Black people so much.
Strange. You just up there staring at black people. Somebody might fight you. You keep looking at them like that. Go ahead, baby.
I mean, American Black people.
Oh,
I was just so grateful
my
for,
bad.
like,
Hold on, did you hear that part? Let's run that back again, because I thought she said African American. She said American black people. She said somebody typed black boyfriend in the chat room. You went down there and it really wasn't the same. You couldn't hear jazz music. That's okay, baby. That's all right. Go ahead, finish talking.
I mean, American Black people.
American
I was just
black
so
people.
grateful for, like,
What?
their culture, their influence in the United States, and me and us. From food, from language to music to dance to everything. And I was just like having like a moment when I got back. And anyways, I love African American people, and thank y'all so much for being such an integral part of my world and teaching us minorities, ethnic people how to speak.
No, we're not minorities. We're not minorities. We're not gonna be melanated. We're not gonna be POCs. We're not going to be minorities. We're just going to be black. Matter of fact, we're going to be foundational black. Okay, get that in there. Foundational black. That's another word you can learn to pronounce. Foundational black American. Okay? FBA. Okay, because that way you don't confuse us. Because you might mess around and be like, yo, it's a black event. Oh, I'm going to go hang out with you dressing, you ready. Next thing you at a Nigerian wedding. And you don't have no money to pass out. Okay, you cheap. They might put you out, okay? Or you can end up, I'm gonna go to this party. It's a black party. You be in there and they be doing the Trinidadian Jamaican wine dances. You don't know what they saying. Bum, blah, 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 blah. You don't know what it's like. What's happening? This is an auction. I'm there, $5, $3, $4, $4, $5. Sold to the man in the back for $5. No, you see what I'm saying? You see what I mean? So just, I'm gonna let you go, baby. Go ahead and finish your little words. Go ahead.
Up and stand up for ourselves, and how to be leaders, and how to have good morals and values and ethics. And I hope y'all.
Damn, we taught her all that. Wow, you should learn that in your own culture. But go ahead, baby. Go ahead.
Enjoy the tacos, my people and me.
We like black tacos better. Like I like. I'll get the little taco truck popping, but I need my tacos black. I need black tacos. It's the difference. Okay, so a black taco might have hot sauce in it and black eyed peas. Okay, I'm just saying we like the idea. We ran with the idea, but we like black tacos. Somebody type black tacos in the chat room. Because them little Mexican tacos too small. I can't eat that. I need a taco. If I'm gonna get up like it's Taco Tuesday, I'm gonna make it happen. Black tacos. Shout out to somebody gave me a super chat. Zook. I can't say that. Thank you so much, Zook. Let's keep going. Go ahead, smile.
And the music and everything.
The music.
Salsa, cumbia, tejano, everything.
That music, it's sourced. Okay, you got to go back to the black people that were in Mexico. Okay, all your music. I didn't say that. Santana said that. I know you know. We're going to give you credit, but I'm just saying. Your music is sourced from the blacks. The blacks did that too. But that's all right, baby. That's all right. I'm going to let you keep on going and saying what you, because I appreciate you. We appreciate this honesty. Appreciate it. You can spell that out if you want to. Go ahead.
I hope y'all enjoy our contribution as well. But anyways, I just want to say I love African American people, and I'm so grateful for their.
She done had a couple of black boyfriends. She done had some black boyfriends that her daddy and them didn't know about all the way back to junior high school. I can see that now. I can see it. You smiling too big. Would y'all love black people? You don't love all black people. There's some black people you like a lot. I can tell. I'm gonna let you go. Go on, finish.
Their influence in my life in the United States and around the world. It's like the saying goes, you don't know what you have until it's gone. And I missed y'all the most when I moved to Mexico. Love y'all.
Oh, no, you didn't. No, you didn't, boy. Now contrast that with that angry lady that wants to go Osama on us. people have different ways of showing their hurt feelings. Okay, and let's not be judgmental, but clearly people have a different way of expressing hurt feelings. The little angry lady with the glasses on, she was not happy. Clearly she was not happy. And I get it. I get what you're saying. But that's not a good way to, that's all that's gonna do is get the FBI over at your house. But let's keep on going and looking at more videos and examining. Let's take a look at this. Hit the number one. Shout out to the Dean.
People who don't have a culture, y'all are really fighting for your lives to continue to attach yourselves to Black American culture.
They are.
Granted, a lot of y'all came in, got to know us. We're all melanated people.
Yeah, we was with it.
Some are Afro, some have lineage down the line, 10, 20, 30,000 decades ago.
Yes,
with Black people in it. But that don't mean y'all are us.
Y'all not us.
And like, I'm watching these lives on TikTok and I'm just looking like, yo, they're fighting for their lives. Like, I never knew Black Americans had this much power.
I know, right? I knew. I didn't know, but I know now. You know what I'm saying? You ever know something? I knew, but I didn't know. Like, I heard, like, yeah, they be playing your music everywhere, they dress like you and everything. But I didn't know like this. It wasn't until we stood up and said, you know what, we good, we about to leave. Oh, y'all not coming back? No, we ain't coming back. No, can we come over? No, you can't come over. Our family coming over. You can't have company tonight. And they just losing their mind. They losing their whole complete and entire mind. Let's keep going.
Like, I knew, but I didn't know.
Mm-hmm. He said, I knew, but I didn't know. Well, let's go back. I'm going to try to see if I can pull that one back up again. Y'all hit the number one button.
Have a culture, y'all are really fighting for your lives to continue to, but that don't mean y'all are us. And like, I'm watching these lives on TikTok and I'm just looking like, yo, they're fighting for their lives. Like, I never knew Black Americans had this much power. Like, I knew, but I didn't know. And it's like, y'all better than us, right? Y'all had y'all flags first. Y'all are this, that, and third. Y'all have y'all islands. Y'all know where y'all come from.
Right, we was Akatas. Don't forget, we were all Akatas, and they had all these things to say about us, and all this negativity was being spewed. You see what I mean? And here we are. We're no longer Akatas. Now we're the people that everybody wants to be. It's amazing that it happened like that. I don't know what happened, but here we are. Okay. Go ahead. Yep. Yes, Lord. That little freeze frame popping right there. What is going on with the freeze frame? Yes, Didi. Hit this. Let's see here.
Spurling podcast, click your mouse pad, yeah, we out back, hit the like, hit subscribe, don't just hate watch, cause we outside, let them hate watch, go and play pop, we just lay back, he don't play that, we on playback, we go way back, Black men, yeah, we earn something, tune in, gotta learn something, Uncle D podcast, bump it, likes up, hit the sub button, Black men, yeah, we earn something, tune in, gotta learn something, Uncle D podcast, bump it, likes up, hit the sub button. This is Dennis Spurling Podcast. Don't just hate watch, hit subscribe and let them know we outside. Don't hold hate, donate, super chat, cash app, put something in the collection plate. Church.
I want y'all to make sure y'all hit the number one button. And we're going to kind of get back to what we like to do over here, man. I need y'all to check in. At a certain point when it's time to check in, I need to check in it, to checking in to start happening again. We got to go ahead and get this algorithm pumping. All All right, all right, all right. So yeah, welcome back, welcome back. We had a little freeze frame pop off up in here, a little freeze frame, you know. But either way, so you guys kind of get where I'm going with this, man. You can pick up what I'm putting down. It's really easy to understand where this is going. You got these people out here who are literally, you know, talking about how they miss black people. And it's crazy to most of us, especially considering the type of disrespect that we receive from people, okay? The names, it's like we're the brunt of all the jokes. Everybody has these negative things to say, and yet here we are. You know, folks are acting like, you know, the world just ended because they can't get black people to cooperate. We are sitting on the couch. But I got some more videos. We'll check some more out. Y'all hit the #1 button. Let me know when you guys hear this clearly. I'm going to actually, I got this one. This is from an Italian dude. Check this out. Hit the #1 button.
In America, the African American community could be the richest community in the world because you have something that white people do not have, and it could be a superpower.
What we got? Melanin?
Let me explain. Premise: I am an Italian living in America, and I will say that I see a lot of common features. America, the African American community could be the richest community in the world because you have something that white people do not have, and it could be a superpower. Let me explain. Premise: I am an Italian living in America, and I will say that I see a lot of common features between the Italian community in Italy and the African American community. In car sales, and now I do housing, specifically low income and middle income housing. I've seen houses and the way people live across multiple, let's say, cultures, subcultures, and incomes.
So what he's basically saying is that we're communal people. We talk to each other. We actually care about each other. We love each other. Even when we don't necessarily get along, the fact that we get along, we can communicate, and we act in a communal society. All these people that you see will be sitting out, the cookout, the proverbial cookout, black people hanging outside in front of the house. That's something that Italians do that other people don't do, or other white people. That's what he's saying.
Across America. Notice one huge similarity among the Afro-American community and the Italian one, which is community. Only neighborhoods I found out in America where people hang out the most outside of their homes, around, walk around, outside in general, and among each other, where there's a lot of social life. You guessed it, is you have no idea how powerful of a thing this is. White people are very isolated. They don't go out a lot. They don't socialize a lot. The community you have, the communities you have, sub-communities you have are something wonderful. It is something that could make you the richest communities in the world. One of the superpowers I have as an Italian.
First of all, why are you looking at us so hard? That's what I wanted. Why are you examining us so hard? Why are you hanging out like that, knowing what we doing? You all in our business. But as I was saying before I was interrupted, why is it that, you know, we have all these people looking at us? And it's because we're missing. You see what I'm saying? We're missing in action. People want to know where we are, and we're just not showing up. Now, here's the thing. I want to kind of break off a little bit, and I want to kind of get back. I kind of established what I need to establish off rip, especially since we're having a few issues. There's a couple of more videos I would have liked to share with you all, but you kind of got the gist of where we were going. Actually, I'm going to share one more, and we'll see if this goes over well. You guys hit the #1 button. Let me know if you can hear it clearly.
Africans have devised a pilot program so they can find your genealogy records and classify you as African. Do not give them the information. Do not even entertain this program. Let them be dumb because they're trying.
Well, Lil Mama is saying that the Africans in Illinois have come up with some sort of program where they want to investigate. Like, somebody type Region 6. Remember we talked about that Region 6 reparations, where the African Union has designated us as Region 6, the foundational Black Americans. Never claimed us before until we start getting this reparations talk. And now they want us to be Region 6. So if they can get enough Black American people to say, yeah, I'm from Nigeria, I'm from this, I'm from Ghana, I'm from Sierra Leone, I'm from the Gambia, then they can use that as leverage to say, see, these people have African descent, here's the record, ... XYZ, and it'll make them eligible. I believe that's what this lady is called. She calls it. But again, she refers to it as the Find Your Roots program in Illinois, okay? And so because of that, just be mindful that these people are losing resources because Black Americans are no longer cooperating with them. Now, that being the case, let's kind of move on a little bit. I'm having some technical issues. I know that I've been doing a lot of work here, and so I have a lot of storage space that's been used up for my videos. It takes a lot to prepare for these videos, and oftentimes the storage is you know, I hit it real hard. Now, here's the thing. I want you guys to understand something. The origins of foundational Black American is as a name and a concept. I want to talk about that a little bit. The idea of FBA is not new. It's been developing for many years. And before the term became popular, a gentleman named Dr. Claude Anderson was already teaching a similar idea. And so for decades, he spoke about what he called the native Black Americans. All right, somebody type native Black Americans, because foundational Black American and native Black Americans, those are for the most part synonymous, and that's a term that Dr. Claude Anderson came up with. He used the phrase to describe Black people whose families had lived in the United States since the time of slavery and even earlier. Does that sound familiar? Does that sound familiar? It's the same thing. And his work focused on the idea that this group, our group, has a unique history, a unique culture and economic experience that's different from Black immigrants who came to America by choice in recent generations. And many people who support this, or who support the notion of FBA and delineation, say that Dr. Anderson helped lay the foundation for this way of thinking. Dr. Claude Anderson argued that Black Americans who are descendants of the U.S. slavery system should be recognized as a specific group with specific historical claims. And of course, you all know in more recent years, Brother Tariq Nasheed helped popularize the exact phrase FBA, or foundational Black American, okay? And again, we often shorten that to FBA. And he used the term to clearly define Black Americans who can trace our ancestry back to enslaved Africans in the United States. And he's spoken publicly about that, about our identity, especially in discussions about reparations and policies that focus on lineage. And the concept grew because some people felt the broad terms Black or African American, which denotes a flat Blackness, all right, were too general, all right? And so we believe that these labels group together people with different histories. I don't share anything in common with somebody from Senegal. We don't have a shared history. We don't have a shared culture. It's different. Shout out to Renam. Thank you so much, baby. And of course, we like the term, all right? Because see, when everyone is placed under one large label, the specific history, our specific history, those of us whose families were enslaved in the United States, you know, we get overlooked because we're a tiny population. I want you all to understand that Black Americans comprise only 2% of the entire African diaspora. We get washed up in that, okay? So anyway, so the term FBA developed as a way to bring clarity, and it was meant to identify a specific lineage and highlight a unique historical experience. And of course, make clear distinctions between descendants of American slavery and more recent immigrants. Shout out to Rena. I don't know if I said I did so. But anyway, I want to let y'all take a few videos. We got a couple of videos, hopefully. If I got some technical issues, y'all just roll with me. I'll be right back. I'm not going anywhere. We're going to finish
here, they're going to clean your tube. These immigrants are coming here, they're going to clean your tube. They're clean. The immigrants are coming here, not coming here to be your friend, to get along with you. They're coming here to displace you, to get ahead of you, to get over you. And these immigrants coming here, they're taking your lunch and eating it.
I mean, this brother was saying this in 1994. This is 30 years ago when it was very unpopular. This was at the height of the black and brown, okay? All right, this is what was going on then.
You run around trying to get along with them. They are not going to march on your behalf. These immigrants are coming here.
And they have not marched on our behalf, have they? They have not. Matter of fact, as he said, they came here to clean our tubes. Let's All right, we're gonna let Dr. Claude Anderson's next video play. You guys hit the #1 button and when you can hear it clearly.
But so the biggest thing, one of the biggest things that are going to drive us in this underclass structure will be conservatism. The second thing is that you're going to have an unending influx of immigrants into the country. And that's what Dr. Price is talking about. And nobody, no black politician, no black organization wants to deal with that issue. They will avoid it at all costs, even though in their hearts they know that's one of the biggest problems for black folk. We anticipate in the next 10 to 12 years approximately 8 to 6 million Hispanics coming into the United States and 41 million Asians. You have been the majority minority for 400 years in this country. You have been the #2 population for 400 years. You're going to get kicked out of being #2. You're going to go down and become #4. Now, common sense, even a third grade education would tell you, if you didn't get anything when you were #2,
he cannot make.
Now, this is Joe Biden talking.
Well, exceptions.
I got another. I'm gonna let you all hear this next one. Again, I'm having some technical issues, but we're gonna work through this, and I'll clear off some of these documents once I get this initial part out the way.
black, and what we've allowed them to do starting in 1970 is the.
Okay, now he has music playing in the background, so I don't want to mess this up. But basically, he's saying that since 1970, well, let me kind of break it down for you. All right, and so Dr. Claude Anderson, he's been warning us about this issue since 1994. All right. And long before that, this current debate about delineation and immigration and minority policy, he argued that Black Americans were facing a structural economic threat that few leaders wanted to address. And, he said basically starting around 1970, we allowed immigrants to wrap themselves in the suffering of Black Americans. Okay, you're Black, I'm Black, we're Black together, ... XYZ, we can come together. And they was like, yeah, okay, sure, my friends, sure. And, the immigrants, they don't share the legacy of American slavery. They don't share the same historical disadvantages, right? And yet public policy began equating them with Black Americans under the broad label of minority. It's a trick. Even you all referring to yourselves as melanated is a trick. Stop calling yourself melanated. We stop calling ourselves colored. We stop calling ourselves POC. Stop calling yourself a minority, all right? And don't let anybody trick you into calling yourself a melanated person. We are Black. We are foundational Black American. period. All right. Again, they came into this country equipped with intact languages. They had their own culture. And sometimes they had government support from their own homeland. And see, they were not stripped of identity the way Black Americans were under slavery. And yet policies created to address our very unique injury associated with American chattel slavery began including everyone under generalized minority category. Under the label of immigrants, could qualify for programs. White women could qualify that were designated for Black people or to correct Black American past wrongs and disadvantages. Okay, we went through 350 years of disadvantage, right? And so those programs were used to prop us up so we could kind of catch up. All right, and those people came in and they qualified for it, and there's a limited resources that you can have, and so they took it. Meanwhile, they were allowed to do something Black Americans were historically prevented from doing: build and protect our own communities from the moment they arrived. What happened when we built our communities up? We built our communities up, we got things going, we were rolling, and then guess what? Folk just came in and burnt them down, okay? That's what they did to our communities. And so we have to begin to accept the fact that, they were getting treated differently than we were, and we were getting, they had some privileges that we didn't, okay? Every immigrant group that comes to America looks for people who look like them and builds economic infrastructure within their own group. They got a shared language, shared custom, shared religion, etc. And so they build businesses. They circulate money internally. They support their own schools and churches and political representatives. Black Americans, by contrast, we were systematically blocked from building and maintaining independent economic communities through slavery, segregation, and redlining and violence. And I often talk about redlining, but the thing you don't understand about redlining actually prevented us from getting home loans. Imagine having money enough to buy a home, but you have to stay in an apartment, even though you're paying more for an apartment than you would a home. So you just losing money. So when you leave this earth, you don't have anything to pass down to your children because you weren't able to save. On a home loan. You understand what I'm saying? So I need you all to understand that this is what we're talking about. And so Black Americans, by contrast, we didn't have those experiences that folks have. You see what I'm saying? Now, Dr. Anderson warned that there would be a continuous influx of immigrants into this country. Was he wrong? Was he wrong? He predicted that as the immigrant population grew, Black Americans would lose their demographic position as the largest minority group. And for 400 years, Black Americans were primary minority. It was a black and white country, okay? And in the United States, he warned that once other groups surpassed Black Americans in numbers, the political leverage tied to the position would decline. Now, we like that little Latino girl, the little girl that went to Mexico and she said she missed Black people, and she's from LA. But do you see what the LA City Council is doing? You see the horrible things they're saying about Black people over there? Just mean, nasty things, right? So it's clearly, it's clearly not a feeling that's felt universal amongst that particular ethnic group, all right? Now, Dr. Claude Anderson's arguments was simple. If Black Americans didn't receive economic justice, when we were the second largest population group in the country, then we shouldn't expect a greater leverage after becoming the third, maybe fourth largest. And he also argued that immigrant groups don't necessarily advocate for Black American economic justice. They advocate for their own advancement first. And his central concern was not cultural conflict, it was economic competition. And to complicate that even further, we have Black people in this country, but these Black people are African and they have different diasporic cultures and associations and loyalties. And so because of that, it even complicates it even more. I think this pretty much clarifies what Dr. Anderson was talking about. But the bottom line is, we need to understand where these people are coming from now. Again, so lately, these folks have been saying they miss us, okay? They've been saying they miss us. And in revealing, and you see more and more white people saying it plainly. I miss black people. And it's not an insult. It's not a debate. It's a confession, okay? But the question we need to ask ourselves is, where is this coming from and what does it really mean? All right, so we're going to dig down into the lesson a little bit. It didn't come out of nowhere. The truth is, many people hesitate to say it out loud. When foundational black Americans withdraw, the culture shifts. The rhythm changes, the flavor dulls, the spirit's lower. And whether people admit it or not, America without foundational black Americans is not the same America. And this is not arrogance, right? I don't think anybody would disagree. We're a distinct branch of the African diaspora, not because Africa lacks its own greatness or the Caribbean lacks, we're not saying they lack their own brilliance, but because our culture was forged under conditions that were very different from other African descendant populations. I want you to listen. You're going to learn something. Okay? Africa carries ancient civilizations and kingdoms. The Caribbean carries revolutionary fire. It has that island dynamic, but within those places, the majority of the society is black. But foundational black Americans were shaped inside of a hostile majority nation where before in 1965, we were only 9% of the population, outnumbered nearly 9-1, segregated by law, denied capital, denied education, denied political power, mocked. They made caricatures out of, they dehumanized us. Our culture was not born in comfort, it was born in pressure. It was born in a pressure chamber. And see, there was no demographic advantage. There was no safety net. There was no room for failure. And because failure meant annihilation socially and sometimes physically, so we built our own. And that means a lot. Segregation forced the creation of black Wall Streets and independent financial ecosystems. And exclusion from universities gave rise to HBCUs that produced thousands of doctors, lawyers, engineers, educators, movement leaders, and not just colleges. What about Dunbar High School? Shout out to Red Sigma. What about Dunbar High School, where so many of our great leaders came from? And here's the thing I want y'all to understand. I want you to listen to me, family. The dehumanization of black people and our humanity, them telling us we were animals, that gave birth to soul music. I want you to understand what I'm saying here, because this is a very dynamic statement that I'm making. They treated us like animals, so we had to prove our humanity. And it gave rise to some of the most beautiful, soulful music that you've ever heard. Have you ever heard Aretha Franklin in concert? I've never heard an African sing like that. I'm just going to be honest with you. I've never heard African people sing like that. I've never heard soul music anywhere else in the world. I hear people trying to imitate it, but I don't hear Aretha Franklin. And that might be before your time, and actually she's before my time too. But there's some other ones out there. That young lady that played Aretha Franklin in her movie. I've never heard of Whitney Houston anywhere else on the planet other than right here. You understand me? Do you remember when Whitney Houston sung at the Super Bowl 20-some years ago? It is beautiful. Just even listen to it now. I've never heard that song sound so beautiful. And that soul that we have, black men. Have you ever heard a black man sing the blues? Sam Cooke, King of Soul, right? Howlin' Wolf. Have you ever? I've never. But again, that dehumanization birthed soul. It birthed soul me. That's why we call ourselves the Solon people. But again, mockery produced genius. They basically told us we were stupid and ignorant, and look at the brilliant things we did. Shout out to Zuck again. Poverty produced invention. Isolation produced excellence. They tried to strip us of language and we gave the world the blues. They denied us stages, we created jazz. They insulted our intellect, we produced scientists and inventors and scholars and global thought leaders. They tried to erase our image and we became global style icons. From the thunder of the black church to gospel, from rhythm and blues to hip hop, from soul to rock and roll, the modern soundtrack of the world carries our fingerprint. And the civil rights movements reshaped global human rights because of foundational Black American voices like Brother Malcolm X and Dr. Martin Luther King and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Medgar Evers and so many others. They didn't just speak for people, they reshaped moral philosophy for the modern era. In sports, oh my God, do I need to go there? We excel not merely because of the talent, but because of the discipline forged under pressure. When you grow up knowing you have to work twice as hard to be seen as half as good, excellence becomes survival. We were blunt with our jokes, the lowest rung of the ladder, the target of the stereotype. So we became diamonds, family. That's what we are. We are diamonds. Pressure didn't crush us, it refined us. Every insult became fuel. Every obstacle became training. Every closed door forced innovation. And see, there are billions of people of African descent worldwide, and the foundational Black Americans represent only a tiny, small 2% fraction of that population. Yet our cultural output and our global influence are disproportionate to our numbers. And that speaks volumes. Travel anywhere in Europe, Latin America, or Asia, and when people imagine Black excellence in music, athletics, fashion, or political courage, they're often imagining us, this little old group of people somewhere between Florida, New York, Alabama, Mississippi. You understand? That's it. Our culture travels, our style is copied. Our slang is borrowed, hell, stolen outright. Our artists sample, our movements inspire. Look at what Michael Jackson did for the world. There's no replacement for that. And not because others don't lack beauty, but because our culture has engineered, it was engineered as a survival mechanism. Instead, inside a society that constantly tested our humanity. And that's the backdrop for the recent "We Miss You." Okay, that's why you see this unfolding online. You got more white Americans that saying openly, "I miss Black people." It's not an insult, but it's a confession, and it didn't come from nowhere. Media that confronts racial terror forces reflection. Social media exposes how much of what goes viral. Music, humor, dance, language, attitude, and how much of that flows directly from Black American creativity. And when timelines slow down, or when trendsetters step back, people notice. And when they describe what they miss, it's specific. The jokes, the flavor, the rhythm, the music, the warmth of the household, the liveliness of gatherings, because, we live. You understand? The confidence that doesn't ask for permission. And some people, you travel to these other places and they have Black populations, yet still, it's not the same, because what they're recognizing is distinctiveness. Foundational Black American culture developed not merely as heritage, but as a strategy. It's about survival. It's about plus transformation. You see, in an African or Caribbean majority context, Blackness operates within normalized power structures. Okay? But in the United States, we built confidence while being told we were at the bottom. We built excellence while society set traps for failure. We created beauty under surveillance, and that produces something rare. Humor sharpened by survival, so that's why we're funny. Creativity born from pressure, that's why we can handle it when it's hard. Confidence forged without institutional affirmation, we can walk anywhere we need to be. whether it's the hood in the ghetto or a courtroom. We got that. You see? And see, that's the uncomfortable truth behind we miss you. Or should I say the trend? See, they miss the energy more than the people. They miss what we generate. They miss our spark, the sound, the atmosphere, because our culture has been the heartbeat of modern American identity. And when the heartbeat quits or quiets, the room feels different. But if the culture is missed, the full humanity needs to be missed too. Don't just say you miss our things and you miss what we produce, but you don't miss us. That's fake. That's like having a woman you like for sex, but you don't actually miss her company, or a man you like for money, or ladies, a man you like for sex, but you don't really like him. Same thing, you understand? But see, foundational Black Americans are not aesthetic. We're not a trend engine. We're not here to serve you. Okay, we're not a mood booster for your bland entertainment. We're people forged in fire, refined by pressure, and we illuminate the world. Now, I need you all to make sure you subscribe to the channel. I need like 20 people to subscribe to the channel so I can get to 93,000. Okay, yeah. So all right, we are moving right along. Let me double check. I need y'all to make sure you subscribe to the channel if you hadn't already. Okay. And of course, if you learn something, I should earn something. And I'm sure you all are learning something. But what we're trying to do is march me towards 100,000 subscribers. So I need folk to go ahead and take the opportunity to subscribe to the channel right now. Please do that immediately. Subscribe to the channel right now. I'm gonna give you guys an opportunity to subscribe to the channel. Y'all go ahead and do that right now. Subscribe. I'm gonna go ahead and run down the count for y'all. Okay, y'all make sure y'all handle that. Don't do me dirty. Don't you do me dirty. I need y'all to make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Let me see what my subscriptions look like. We ain't taking a break. But you all need to go ahead and, are you learning something? If you hadn't learned anything, you just hard to teach. But if you learn something, I should earn something. But in the meantime, I need y'all to make sure, apparently YouTube took 20 of my subscribers away for whatever reasons. I need you all to make sure you are still subscribed to the channel. Please subscribe to the channel right now. Take the time to subscribe to the channel. I'm checking to see what my subscriptions look like. Right now, I need you all to take the opportunity to subscribe to the channel. You'll never get another person as bold as me. I need, I need approximately 18 people to subscribe to the channel so I can get to 92,600. I need 18 people to subscribe to the channel so I can get to 92,600. Okay, so take the time and hit your little button and subscribe to the channel right now. I know you hear me. I know you hear me. I know. I'm looking at you. You right there. You with your phone like this on the side of your face. I'm looking you in the pickup, you in the truck with your phone down there listening to me in your truck. You riding across the country. Yeah, you. I need you to subscribe to the channel right now. Don't play. All right. Go ahead. Go ahead. You sitting in there ignoring your girlfriend, listening to me. Go ahead and do it. Go ahead. Everybody who have something else to do and you sat up here and decide to listen to me with your earphones on, subscribe to the channel right now. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. Yes, you. Is he talking to me? I'm talking to you. You with the shirt on. I'm talking to you right now. And I'm talking to you too, lady. I'm talking to you with the bonnet on your head. All the women with bonnets on your head. Every woman with a bonnet on her head, I need you to subscribe to the channel right now. All right, fellas. All the fellas with crusty feet, I need you to subscribe to the channel right now. I need my crusty feet crew. All the brothers that have not put lotion on their feet and they got ashy ankles, I need you to subscribe to the channel. All the white supremacists who are waiting around for me to get the Black committee to issue an official apology, I need y'all to hit the subscribe button now. Go ahead and do it. All the angry Muslims, All the angry black Muslims, I need you to come in here. I need you to subscribe. You need to hear this. You need to come on up in and hear this. I need 6 more people to subscribe to the channel right now. All you angry, come on. Come on now. Don't run from it. Don't just be happy it's not your day. Just be happy it's not your day. I'll be on them. When people day, I give them their day. Haitians, they caught hands last week. They caught hands last week. The poor Haitians, they was like, what are you doing to me? We are doing. Yeah, I caught hands. It's not your day today, baby. Subscribe to the channel today. Go ahead. We need 5 more people to subscribe to the channel, and I get back to work. I need 5 people. Out of 600-700 of y'all, I need 5 folk. You send this to a friend. Send this to your Muslim friend. He about to do his hadith. He over there, talking about don't eat pork. Don't eat pork. Send him this. Next time you say, that's why I've been eating them pork rinds in front of you right now. I didn't know. Yeah. I need 5 people. All I need is 5 people to subscribe to the channel, and we will be at 92,000. Okay, I need 4 people. I need 4 people. Don't hate watch. You're not gonna sit up here and hate watch me. You're gonna subscribe to this channel. 3 people. I need 3 people to subscribe to the channel. I need 3 more people. Look where we at. I want y'all to see where we at. Okay? See that? See, you can't see. It's almost. I need 3 people to subscribe to the channel, and I get back to work. I got more to say. I'll talk to you. 2 people. I need 2 people. I got 92,598 people. Subscribe to the channel now. 1 person. I need 1 person to give me the 92,600. And I get back to work. I'm going to get back to work as soon as y'all give me my 92,600 people. There we go. Praise God. See, that wasn't so hard, was it? Now let's get back. Let's get back to where we at. I'd like to thank all the crusty feet people, all the ladies with bonnets on. Okay, I'd like to thank all the angry Muslims, all the white supremacists. Everybody's welcome here with Uncle D, baby. Everybody welcome to get this work. Uncle D is passing out the truth over here. I'm here to hurt your ears, make you feel bad. Yeah, next time they tell you don't eat that pork sandwich, brother. You know you worshiping the damn racist ass religion. You got that brother-in-law trying to, yeah, man, when you gonna come down to the mob? You know you're racist, man. But anyway. You all are beautiful, beautiful people. So again, let's go ahead and get back to this work. Somebody type that work in the chat room. Uncle D got that work for you. Somebody type that work in the chat room. We're gonna get back to working. Okay, y'all listening and I'm working. Some of y'all are driving your trucks. Some of y'all some of you ladies got your cold feet on your man right now. You got his feet. I want you to take them cold feet and I want you to stick them right up under his back, okay? That's what I want you ladies to do. Take your little cold, hard, iceberg-ish feet, and I want you to stick it right up under his back right now. Go ahead and do that. Go ahead and take the ladies with your bonnet on. I want you to shift your bonnet to one side of your head. Kick your feet right up under there. Somebody said I'm on the treadmill. Keep walking then. Keep on walking. I want you to keep on walking. But later on, ladies, when you take your little cold feet and stick them up under your man, I want you to think about, I said do it. You gotta make him love you. Okay? You gotta make him, that's how you know he love you. If he take it like a man, he cares about you. If he squirm like, good, teach him something. That's how you can exert some power over him. You understand me? A little power and control. All right? But anyway, let's go on and get back to where we was at. Now, again, family, we talking about these people who saying they miss us. We don't miss them. Do we miss them? We don't miss none of y'all. Somebody type none of y'all in the chat. We don't miss none of y'all. We don't miss nothing y'all talking about, okay? See, they want our culture. They don't want our pain. They don't want the pain that came with it. No. They say it. I don't say that like a slogan. I say it because I've watched the pattern repeat itself over and over again. I see black music dominate global charts. I see trend-shaped sounds across continents, and in the same breath, I see conversations about racial disparities. You understand? I see it. You all see it too. They tell us, oh, we're just exaggerating, we just complain. With somebody type work, they tell us to work harder. I don't know how much harder we can work. We built the country. You see, I see corporations build campaigns and around black aesthetics, or style, or rhythm. When we talk about music, sports, etc., I see it. But they grow silent or cautious, if you will, when it comes to time to speak clearly about discrimination. I watch slang born in the ghettos and the hoods of America among black people travel from block to the timeline, to the boardroom, to Hollywood, and then it's sent all the way around the world. While the very people who created it still stereotyped a police for speaking the same way. It's easy to consume the rhythm. It's easy to repost the dance. It's easy to laugh at the humor. What's harder, what many avoid, is confronting the structural conditions that produce the creativity in the first place. That tension, that gap between celebration and accountability is the contradiction sitting at the center of this whole debate. And from where I stand, there's something else that cannot be ignored. Black cultural production is not on the sidelines of American identity. It's at the center of it. It's not decorative, it's not optional, it's central. And if I imagine America without blues, jazz, gospel, rock, or R&B, or soul, or hip hop, I don't see the same country. It's gonna look something like England looks right now. Just dry, cold, and boring. I see something stripped down and unrecognizable. If you remove the influence of black speech patterns, fashion, athletic dominance, and the moral force of black-led political movements, the modern image of America changes dramatically. Even movements from democracy and civil rights around the world would have that drawn inspiration from black Americans, they would struggle for lack of leadership and knowledge and example. And that's not mythology, that's history. The language of protest, the sound of celebration, the posture of resilience, that's woven into the national fabric. And I don't think people fully grasp how much of what they call American culture rests on that foundation, the foundational black Americans brought forth. And here's the part that makes everything clear to me. When black Americans step back, people suddenly notice. Presence is often appreciated most in hindsight. Don't you? They say you never miss something till it's gone. You ever heard that? You never miss it till it's gone. And that's what's going on right now. Now, I shout out to all the people who contributed to the Cash App. I'm going to read it to everybody. Here's the part. Well, let me say it like this. When you have black creators disengage from platforms, trends slow down. When black communities pull away from certain political coalitions, those coalitions lose momentum. Look at rap music. Rap music died when white people and Mexicans and everybody else took over. You see that? You see how rap music just died? Even R&B died. You see what people are listening to now? What's trending? Music from 30, 40 years ago when black people were in charge of it. Y'all want it, you got it. When black people were in charge of pushing this country towards civil rights, we will own it. Now that you all are in charge, you lost affirmative action and you're getting rounded up and sent home. See, this is what happened when black people pulls away. Whether we're talking about political coalitions, those coalitions lose momentum. When I hear people travel somewhere and say it just feels different, what they're really describing is absence. It's a shift in tone, in vibrancy, and in atmosphere. And when we're not as visible, not as engaged, not as overextended, things change. And that change forces recognition. It forces people to confront how much was being contributed without being fully acknowledged by black folk. And sometimes it takes withdrawal for value to become visible. And when that happens, the conversation shifts from assumptions to knowledge. Now, this is what I want you to understand. Non-black Americans' relationship to foundational black American culture often reveals three connected truths. Okay, and I want y'all to listen carefully because I have to speak in a language that is a little bit more erudite, and I want you all to just catch up, okay? All right? Shout out to Urban Eagle. All right, but let me run that back to you. FBA culture reveals three connected truths: cultural dependence, moral contradiction, and the way withdrawal exposes value. Cultural dependence. It's the easiest to see because it's everywhere and it's constant. Black cultural influence isn't just popular, it fundamentally shapes what people think of mainstream American culture. American music history alone shows that clearly that jazz, blues, R&B, soul, rock, hip hop, all of that originated in the black community. And it helped define an era for American and global music. You got icons like Little Richard and Chuck Berry. They were pioneers of rock and roll before Elvis and popularized it for the mass audience. But the roots go unacknowledged, okay? And beyond music, black culture influences fashion, social expression, streetwear, athletic styles, hairstyles. You understand? Whether we talking about cornrows or do-rags. We might not have invented it, but we made it popular because they watch us. You see, every day gestures like a high five or can trace back to the black communities. And over time, they became staples of global youth culture. And in language, many phrases rooted in the African vernacular language. Words like spill the tea, savage, woke. They become mainstream slang, even as the deeper history of that language is overlooked. And see, that's dependence. That's not just borrowing trends, but it's borrowing culture without always recognizing the source. People who never lived in the black community still embrace the music, the style, the humor, the expressions, because black culture consistently generates what the broader society considers cool or fresh or authentic. The moral contradiction, which is the second part, it comes when the same people who joyfully consume the culture refuse to confront the conditions that produced it or resist black people having agency over it. You know, and an example of this cultural appropriation in music and fashion, you can see it all the time. You got non-black artist Miley Cyrus. Now, I know personally that twerking developed in New Orleans in the 1980s, okay? I know. Don't ask me how I know, but I know, okay? I synced it. I was at Grambling State University at this little club called the Renaissance, which is about half of 2 miles up the road, up R.W.E. Jones. And the first time I saw girls twerking was at the Renaissance. Now, we in the middle of Louisiana, North Louisiana, and it was a hot, sweaty little room, and they were twerking. I didn't know what the people were saying. All I know, what was it? Bounce biggity bounce for a bottle of wine, bounce biggity bounce for a second line. Bounce biggity bounce for a bottle of wine, bounce biggity bounce for a second line. Do it, baby, stick it, baby, do it, baby, stick it, baby, do it, baby, stick it, baby, do it. I'm like, what's going on? What are they doing? Why are they gyrating their butts like that? I'm up there trying to do my little California cool dance, and they like, do it, baby. No, daddy, you got to do it like this, you hear me? I'm like, I don't know what you said, but if you keep moving your derriere like that, I will definitely participate in this dance. Bottom line is, you would never know that. Based on Miley Cyrus, you think she invented it. Okay? And so that's just, that's what I'm talking about. Whether we talking about black styles and sounds, you see, You think about pop artists using hip hop aesthetics or adopting vernacular. Whether we talk about Iggy Azalea, using African American English in ways people would definitely consider insensitive or inappropriate. You got fashion and beauty brands. They profit from trends pioneered by black creators, and they fail to even give them credit to the creators in any meaningful way. Meanwhile, black people, particularly black women, are sometimes judged harshly for the very styles others celebrate and when worn off a black woman's body. I want you to understand something. There was a song that came out many years ago, and I barely listened to it because I don't listen to this sort of music, but it was called Baby Got Back. It was by a gentleman, a great American poet from Seattle, okay? And he said, baby got back. And look, before that, the thing was, women was, most the new white women that you all have now, these new white women, somebody type new white women. Somebody type new white women. These new white women got that derriere, okay? Got a lot of, look, I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of brothers out there, they might not want to date in the race all the time, but I notice when they do go out the race, they do their very best to get non-black women with black women parts, okay? But again, before that, either you got a woman that was black or you just got a woman that didn't have a booty at all. You understand what I'm saying? These new white women have booties. But at that time, and look up the song by Sir Mix-a-Lot, I think, what did that come out of, 1980, something like that? White women was straight up and down, 6 o'clock, no frills, no thrills, nothing in back. So he bust out and said, no, I want a girl with a big old butt, because they were shaming black women for having derrieres. And whether we're talking about body shape, whether we're talking about thick lips, whether we're talking about long acrylic nails, they call that ghetto, right? And black women call it stylish. White women call it hood. But now look, you see what I'm saying? Now look, right? In other words, it's easy to enjoy the output of black creativity, but harder for institutions and individuals to acknowledge the struggles and the systematic barriers black people continue to face, including the economic, the inequality, the policing disparities, the educational gaps, and the cultural racial. You see, and then there's withdrawal. It's the third one, okay? Which is the moment the truth becomes visible. When foundational black Americans step back from producing, performing, or engaging in cultural trends, the absent becomes loud. You see it on social media where black creators and black Twitter often set the tone for humor and commentary and viral conversation without the strategy. And think about black Twitter. Black Twitter was a thing until Elon Musk bought it, and then black folk just fell back. A lot of them went to TikTok or whatever. But the bottom line, look how black Twitter fell off. Look how Twitter is. Twitter used to be the thing. Now it's just like, just another one. Because the black people aren't there anymore. And it was black Twitter that set the tone, that set the humor, that set the commentary. It talked about the viral conversations, and without that energy, timelines can feel flatter or more repetitive. You see it in the entertainment, right? Whether we talking about, look what they swore up and down. Black Panther, the movie, was going to be a flop, and then it made $1 billion. And then they said Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever, was going to be a flop. It made $1 billion. You understand? Because we set the trends. And they know that. You see? So, and again, I don't want to just dwell on the entertainment, but you see it in travel and everyday life when people encounter communities with smaller black presences and describe the environment as missing something intangible, like a certain rhythm or style or emotional expressiveness. That was taken for granted. This isn't nostalgia. It's an unintentional admission of value that a great deal of what makes modern American life feel alive, expressive, and culturally rich has been powered by black American innovation. And when that power source pulls back, people finally recognize the thing they treated like background noise all along. That's us. Now, family, I'm going to talk to y'all about something because this is not the first time. I mean, you're going to learn something. I hope you're learning something. I don't want to waste your time. White America has always had a fascination with black people. This is nothing new. And it didn't begin in social media. It definitely didn't start with viral dances or public declarations or I miss black people. It stretches back centuries. It's woven into law, culture, desire, fear, control. If we're going to talk honestly about this complicated relationship, about admiration and hostility existing at the same time, right? Because they both love us and hate us at the same time if you listen to them. Then we can look at history and see an example of this. And one of the most powerful examples is the Tignon Laws, okay? Now, I have prepared a beautiful presentation for you all to look at. Look at this. Let me see if I can pull it up right now. The Tignon Laws, okay? Let me know if you guys can see that. You see those pretty ladies right there? That's, of course, that's AI generated. But this is one of the most powerful examples is the Tignon Laws. And this is in 1786 in colonial Louisiana. And they had a version of it in the Caribbean. Can y'all see that? Can you see these head wraps on these ladies' heads? Somebody type Tignon. All my good spellers. Okay, all my goods. I don't want anybody who can't spell to try to write this. Don't mess it up for everybody else. Tignon. Okay, let's all the good spellers. I want you to type because some of y'all can't spell. So let's not do ourselves like that because somebody might want to take this and look at it somewhere else. Now, somebody, Aisha, no, you misspelled it, baby. You misspelled it. It's not Tignois. Okay, I told you, good spellers only. Only A+ gold star spellers. None of you, I want no illiterate people. All right? None of that. You got to pronounce all of it. Tignon Laws. But anyway, so under Spanish rule, I know they call it the French Quarter, but originally it was run by the Spanish. You know, the Spanish actually built the French Quarter. So there was a governor, his name was Governor Esteban Rodriguez Miro, and he passed some laws. And it targeted black women, whether they were enslaved or free. It said, you need to cover up your hair in public with a head wrap. Y'all need to cover up your hair, okay? Because see what was happening, you had all these beautiful, thick-haired black women walking around with that so, you know, Louisiana getting hot, so you get that raw in you get that sun in you, get to looking good and shining. And they came in different cultures. And the thing you have to understand about Louisiana is that Louisiana was a territory of Spain. And all of those Caribbean countries, whether we're talking about Hispaniola, whether we're talking about South America, Caribbean, Mexico, all of that was also Spanish territory. So there was just a mixture. It'd be like going from Atlanta to Miami to Houston. This is all America. And so you had a mixture, and this was going on since 1492. It's 1786. So people have been mixing Native American, European, Spanish, French, African, indigenous. So you had some beautiful women down there with all sort of different kind of hair. I mean, it was popping, and you know, Louisiana been loose. It's been loose for a long time. You understand me? And so, you know, on the surface, it was framed as modesty regulation. Well, why they got to cover their hair up? It's not like they walking around with them girls popping out. They ain't like they out there popping out. You know, they ain't down there, you know, doing something strange for some change. No, the mere sight of these women's hair had these white men losing their mind. And the white women didn't like it. It was his wife that said, you need to get these colored girls, you need to have them wrap their hair, make them put wraps on their hair. I'm sure she probably said, you need to make them cut their hair, but she's like, nah, we ain't gonna do that now, you know. But the bottom line is they had to wrap their hair up. And see, in reality, it was about hierarchy. I want y'all to listen carefully. It was hierarchy and anxiety. And see, in the 18th century in New Orleans, you had free women of color. You basically had black women that were doing well for themselves, They were business owners. They were artisans. They were property holders. They were skilled traders. They dressed elegantly. They were gorgeous. They wore jewelry. They styled their hair. They whipped it, flipped it, dyed. They did it all. And they walking around there with their fine selves, and all these white men, shout out to Luke Chaggs, all these white men were looking at them. And these white women felt threatened. And the governor, look, the white women couldn't do that. These black women, these women of color look better than the white women, and that their mere presence disrupted the visual order of the race. How you gonna be superior to somebody and your man is steady looking at them? Can you imagine these fine women walking down the street with all that brown skin, golden skin, chocolate skin popping? And you got some little skinny white woman with no body. Are you kidding me? And so that made them nervous. That made the authorities nervous, because if we get all these if these black women get all the white men, then this ain't gonna be a white country. And see, they still had that slave thing going on. So but a man it's only so much he can hold out. So the Tignon Laws, it wasn't about fabric. It was about control. And it was about marking black women as other in a society, okay, that depended on visible racial boundaries. And some of them were bright, light, damn near white, so you really couldn't tell unless you looked close enough. You see what I'm saying? And so, in order to try to maintain these racial boundaries and to throw off these men's desire, we're gonna make these black women wrap their hair up, all right? Because it was a layer of sexual anxiety beneath it. Free black women were accused of attracting white men. I want y'all to think about that. The free black women who were minding their business were accused, okay, of attracting white men, as if it was their fault, okay? And competing with white women for these black men. And it was destabilizing the social lines. And the state responded by legislating appearance and disciplining black women's bodies in an attempt to preserve hierarchy and white responsibility. In other words, they try to make black women less desirable, okay? Because see, when admiration and insecurity collide, control is gonna follow. But see, here's how the story went. It didn't end there. So basically the black women said, okay, all right. They refused to accept that Tignon as a badge of shame. What they did was they just transformed it. They wrapped their head in, they got the best silk and velvet that they could. They bought jewels, they bought ribbons, they bought feathers. You understand me? What was meant to diminish them became an emblem of style and defiance and cultural pride. A law designed to reduce the visibility of became a platform for even greater presence. So now you basically telling these black women, yeah, you got to cover your hair. Okay, we're gonna cover it. We're gonna cover it with silk and velvet and jewelry and feathers. It's gonna be a whole headdress. Talk about attention seeking. Now it's really gonna be bad for them white girls. They thought they were gonna go in there and wrap their hair up with some, some old gray rags or something like that. Like it was gonna, no, we're not gonna do that. We got money. We're not gonna let you make us ugly. Just because these white girls are jealous, that has nothing to do with us. And that's what they did. And so that backfired. You understand? And so now here's the thing. Fast forward to the day, and the echoes are still there. Debates over natural hair. A lot of black women are not allowed to wear their natural hair in these places. You wore your natural hair, you're attracting too much attention. You go in there looking good like that, you got to put that old raggedy weave on because, they don't want you in there with your natural hair. Afros and braids and all the stuff that you all can do with your hair. They don't want that. They say braids are unprofessional. Afros are distracting. And that mirrors the same logic of 1789. And that black self-expression, it's got to be regulated to fit the dominant standards. And so when institutions police black appearance, They're not just regulating style, they're asserting authority over identity. And yet, once again, Black culture adapts and innovates and turns restriction into artistry. And this complicated mixture of desire and hostility shows up in other places too. Scholars have examined how Black bodies were fetishized even during slavery, where the enslaved were simultaneously dehumanized and objectified. They got books like The Delectable Negro. Have y'all ever heard of that book before? The Delectable Negro. Have you heard of that? I'm gonna let y'all check this out. Hit the number 1 button.
Is not illegal in the United States with the exception of one state.
What?
The only state in the United States where cannibalism is illegal is the state of Idaho.
Are you kidding me?
No.
I am not leaving my house today.
Yeah.
White people.
When I tell you these folk have had a fascination, a love-hate relationship with Black people, so look, just because they say they miss you, they might not be missing you in the right type of way that you want to be missed. I'm just saying, okay? I'm just saying. Hit the number 1 button. We're going to go back.
Negro that documents the cannibalizing of Black people, especially during slavery. It talks about how in white European culture, the white supremacist culture, that they've always had this thing about literally consuming Black people, Black flesh. During slavery, when they had the big rebellion with Nat Turner, he was cannibalized after they killed him.
Fair use, fair use.
They ate him.
He's telling the truth. I have the book. Okay, like they literally consume Black bodies. So again, when somebody say we miss you, we miss you. When you coming over for dinner. What you mean? You might end up being there. Look, just because somebody say they miss you does not mean it's a compliment, but I'm going to let Brother Tariq keep talking.
A lot of lynchings, they would cook and barbecue people, and they would actually eat the people that they would lynch. So this was something that was a part of the white supremacist culture, consuming us literally.
A lot of the mummies that was taken out of Africa was taken to Europe and sold, and they used it as medicine.
Mummies. Like they would take the mummies from Egypt and they would literally grind the mummy dust up and turn it into like tea and ointments. These are ancient African bodies. Are y'all listening to me? I know y'all was like, well, I thought we just took a hard left on this one, didn't it? The whole broadcast just went a hard left on y'all. But you're learning something, and that's all that matters. Keep going.
And they used it as aphrodisiacs. They ate our dead people's bodies. And cannibalizing us is nothing new.
You see why we wanted to stay segregated from these people? We just wanted our money. And then you got these immigrants coming over here talking about, yeah, white people are so nice. Go on over there if you want to. They're gonna go over there. You go ahead. Go on over there for Thanksgiving dinner if you want to. Go ahead. You going over there? All right, go on right on ahead. Yeah, go ahead. You gonna be the Thanksgiving dinner. Get on over there if you want to. I'm just saying. You know why Black people don't like eating in white people's house? We say because they don't season enough. No, that ain't it. No. What's in that pot? Hold on a minute. What is that? What is that? Uh-huh. That's why Black people are not surprised nothing about this Epstein thing. We are like, no, y'all didn't know that's what them people do. I shouldn't be laughing, but we were not fooled. We were not fooled like, that's about right. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, we can imagine. And I heard it's going to be a lot worse. And we won't be surprised at that either. Let's keep listening.
The concept of cannibalism comes from Europe.
This is part of the European culture.
Yes, indeedy. I shouldn't be laughing this hard. It's not funny. Bad Uncle D. Bad Uncle D. Okay, but again, like I said, this is nothing new. We kind of knew that this is what they were doing out there. We know who they are. We know our neighbors. All right, but again, so that book, The Delectable Negro, it explored how language of consumption and appetite was used in very disturbing ways to describe Black body. This is desire. You can't get too much more past I want to consume you, okay? And that dynamic, wanting proximity to blackness while enforcing dominance, it didn't disappear. It evolved. It showed up in entertainment, fashion, music, and social relations. They can't stay away from us. You see, and this is why we miss black people, this movement. It feels layered to me. It does not feel like a compliment. How many of y'all have taken that as a compliment? I have not. I've not taken it as a compliment. All right? Because that fascination is not new. And what is new is the public confession. All right? There's always been tension between rejection and attraction, between exclusion and imitation. All right? Black culture has been copied, it's been commodified, it's been regulated, and yet relentlessly it's been influential. Okay? And when Black Americans say, leave us alone, it comes from centuries of being both desired and disciplined at the same time. And at its core, racism has often carried an undercurrent of insecurity. You see, when people see something powerful, beautiful, creative, resilient, they may want to respond. They don't want to respond with humility. Okay, they don't. They want to dim that light. Laws like the Tignon Laws were passed because black women lacked the status. They were beautiful, but they weren't supposed to be that beautiful. You see? You see? Black women had too much of it for these fragile hierarchies to tolerate. I want you to think about it. They came up with a whole set of laws to try to get black women to cover their hair up. It was illegal. You could be punished for that. So when they talk about their fascination, we have to talk about control. When we talk about desire, we have to talk about discipline. And when we talk about missing black people, we have to understand that this is complicated. It's attraction mixed with anxiety, and it's been shaping American history for centuries. Let's be honest. We understand some of these folk tell us they miss us, but many black Americans don't feel the same way, do we? Do we miss racism? Do we miss segregation? Did y'all miss not having to go to work and deal with them people at that office for 2 or 3? We got a chance to get away from them, and it ain't been the same since. How many of you all dreaded going back to your office and you got to look at them people in their face and deal with their words and their comments and those silly jokes? Right? We didn't miss them. We don't miss y'all. We didn't miss redlining. We didn't miss burning our black towns. We didn't miss stolen land. We don't miss stolen labor. We don't miss stolen inventions. We don't miss being told we're dangerous while our music, our style, and our slang and our culture are copied and sold back to us and the rest of the world. We don't miss being called inferior while people quietly take credit for what we created. That's not love. That's not even partnership. That's just a bad relationship. And for hundreds of years, black people were forced into proximity under unequal terms. Slavery wasn't a partnership, no matter what they're trying to say in those history books. Jim Crow wasn't about cooperation. Y'all needed somebody to do the work, so you came up with a bunch of laws so y'all can put us back into slavery under the 13th Amendment, which allows for slavery if a person is incorporated. Sharecropping wasn't an opportunity, it was a scam. You get us work in your land, put us in more debt. We can't leave because we got to pay the debt off to you. And so we work harder and accumulate more debt. Redlining wasn't just business. Black Wall Street was destroyed. Black neighborhoods have been over-policed. Black families were locked out of wealth for decades. And at the same time, America built its identity on black labor, black creativity, and black resilience. That is a toxic dynamic. It's like being in a relationship where someone tells the world you're the problem, but they can't stop benefiting from you. And here's the contradiction. We're told we're too loud and we're too ghetto and we're too aggressive and and too much. But the minute something we do becomes popular, it's suddenly cool. And I mentioned twerking. It was ratchet until the money came in. Cornrows were unprofessional until they were on a magazine cover. Hip hop was dangerous until it became a global industry. Full lips were mocked until people were paying to have their lips injected. And the cycle repeats. You know, basketball, they used to call it ghetto ball. They said it'll never be able to, won't go anywhere until it did. And that cycle keeps repeating. It's not admiration, that's extraction. So when these people say we miss you, the question becomes, miss what? Miss the culture, miss the vibe, miss the entertainment, because missing us would mean acknowledging the harm. Missing us would mean addressing the wealth gap and policing gap and education gap. Missing us would mean respecting Black ownership and Black creation. And historically, that hasn't been the pattern. A healthy relationship has trust, accountability, and respect. This history hasn't looked like that. It looked like control, backlash, appropriation, and denial. So when Black Americans say we're tired, it's not about hate, it's about exhaustion. It's about not wanting to keep performing strength and humor and leadership and culture for a system that hasn't fully repaired the harm it caused. And it's not about revenge, because we don't want revenge. It's about self-respect. It's about saying we don't have to chase validation from people who reject us. And we don't have to prove our worth. We don't have to stabilize every room we walk into. If people truly miss Black Americans, then the answer isn't nostalgia, it's repair. It's equity, it's accountability, because without that, saying we miss you sounds less like love and more like missing what you were getting out of this relationship. And that's the difference. Now, check this out, okay? I've figured this out, and I think you all have too. You know why they don't want to give us our reparations? You know why they don't want to give us our reparations? Have y'all figured out? Have y'all figured out why they don't want to give us our reparations? You should know it by now. It's the same reason. It's the same reason your ex-girlfriend or ex-boyfriend don't want to let you in there to get your clothes before you leave. Fellas, it's the same reason your girlfriend standing in front of the door while you leaving. You understand me? Because as soon as they give us our money, we gonna leave. Which is probably why they don't want to give us our reparations, even though we deserve it. It's like a person who keeps the stuff during the breakup because they want to keep you coming around, even though you told them. I told them, look, I'm ready to go, okay? Because see, if they give us our reparations, we gonna flock. We're gonna get up out of here. I don't know where we're gonna go, but we will disperse. You understand me? We're gonna go somewhere. I can tell you where we won't be. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be somewhere cool, not too hot, but hot. You understand me? I'm just telling you. We're gonna leave. And they'll be over here by themselves, sad, them and the Mexicans and all the Black people from other places. They'll be here. So that's why they keep saying we don't deserve it. Because the only reason we pay white folk attention right now is because we want our check. If white folk didn't have anything to offer us right now, we wouldn't even be dealing with them, would you? If they didn't have the jobs, and if we didn't need them for jobs and things like that, we would not pay attention to white people. It's only because they're the ones holding the purse. That's it. Other than that, we wouldn't care what they were doing, would we? Would y'all care what white people were doing? If we didn't need them? How many of y'all really hang around white people like that? I know you got friends at work, and I'm just talking, but you just go out of your way to hang out with white people on your off time. Do you do that? Do you live around white people? And if you do live around white people, do you interact with them on a regular basis? Like, oh yeah, I just came over to make you some Kool-Aid and fried chicken, and I'll see you later. No, hell no. We really don't go to the same schools. We don't go to the same churches. We don't go to the same barber shops. We don't go to each other's family reunions. We don't go to each other's salons. The only time we really see white people is at work and at restaurants, and occasionally, you know, you might have that white family friend or at some university somewhere. But when it really comes to cultural stuff like dance and culture concerts, we not around each other. Now, there are some white people that we keep, okay? And those are the ones that behave themselves. You see, like that chunky white girlfriend, you know, we keep her because she got a black boyfriend and a little biracial kids. We see him in Walmart, right? That's her baby daddy. You understand? You got your white buddy that you play basketball with every now and then. He likes to hang out, right? There's some white dudes out there with some black wives, somebody type black wife effect, right? You keep them around. But even then, even when she have that even when that black wife is really not trying to hang around his family like that. Okay? Okay? I'm just saying. So, you know, again, that's not really, it's not really our thing. Now, the rest of you white folk who want to remain in the human family, you welcome. We not tripping on y'all. Black people don't want revenge. We just want to be left alone. But most important thing, make sure you understand it's not us, it's you. You're the ones who came and got us from wherever we were and brought us to where we are now. Okay? And now you tell us you want us to go back, but then won't give us what we need to go back. Reparations, land. You know, that would be nice. Probably not. Okay? And if you all are uncomfortable with this conversation, that's fine. You need to sit down and take a talking to. Now, and I'm still working. Are y'all still with me? Let me know. I want to keep pushing this thing because I just spent the last 2 hours talking to white people. Now I need to talk to you Africans and Caribbeans. I need to have a conversation with y'all. Did you see this? Take a look at this. Hit the #1 button. Listen to this foolishness.
Everyone except the foundational black Americans, I hate you niggas. I hate you niggas. Let's die. Ooh. If I could gather all of you in one place with a strap to my chest, you know what time it is. We're gonna have a party. We're gonna blow up the spot. More like me. I'm doing society a favor. But yeah, everybody else, happy Black History Month. I'm even feeling generous towards the
fair use. All it is because we've decided to delineate.
Biracials. I feel like they've been good recently. They can have that third week maybe.
I want you to understand all of that anger and rage because black people have decided to delineate. You understand what I'm saying? Can you imagine that? Huh? I want you to think about that. Here's another one.
We appreciate big, but African Americans have always been hardworking.
But no, African Americans have been hardworking, but I don't know.
But opportunity.
What about? Now I want you to understand. This is two Africans talking, okay, and one of them is trying to. Godfrey, he's a comedian. He lives here, okay, and I'm assuming he grew up in the United States. This is another African talking about the stereotypes that you got the nerve to come to the United States to tell us we don't work hard, and you living under the umbrella of our hard work. You understand what I'm saying? Let's keep listening.
We appreciate that. We appreciate it, but African Americans have always been hardworking.
But no, African Americans have been hardworking, but I don't know.
But what?
Opportunity.
What about the appreciation of the hard work for the immigrants who came to this country and worked hard?
But here's the thing is the Civil Rights Bill is the reason why our parents got to come over here. 1964, Lyndon Baines Johnson, who was one of the most racist sons of bitches on the planet, had to sign that civil rights. But you know, Martin Luther King is sitting right next to him.
Right. Yeah.
So that is the reason why Koreans can come here. Koreans, Indians.
Fair use. I mean, I just want you to understand. He's having to explain to this guy that the only reason you're here is because of the hard work of black people. When you're sitting up telling us black people didn't work hard, not only did we work hard, we died for this. We died for these rights that you have.
Arabs, Nigerians, it's because of the Civil Rights Bill. Right. It's because of African Americans, foundational black, coming in here, busting their ass, being treated like shit, being hung, lynched, Jim Crow. From slavery was Jim Crow, segregation, Reconstruction, being promised that they were going to get this, fighting every war. They've been, black people fought in every single war and still being disrespected, not being able to buy homes. You understand? Burning up of black towns. And people go, well, why ain't they? They saw opportunities. There were black Wall Streets. There were black banks, black hospitals, and they came and burned it.
Black excellence.
Black excellence. They came and burned it because a white woman said somebody raped them, and they never did because a white woman lied. So this whole myth of African Americans not seeing opportunity, they did see opportunity, but.
All right, so those are two different Africans, and let me give you another kind of African. Y'all hit the #1 button. I'm sure you all know this African very well. This is a commonly known African. Check him out.
I consider myself black, but then when I talk to them, they say, you ain't one of us. So I'm like, all right, I guess I'm not one of you guys.
Now, for you all who don't know, this is Myron Gaines, and he's made his money in these conservative circles, pretending like he was black and speaking on behalf of black. He basically was the designated black person, but he's not foundational black American. He's a foreigner from the Sudan. And so him talking about black people is like a white person from Ukraine talking about the issues going on in Scotland. You're an outsider, you wouldn't know anyway, okay? And so now that we've delineated, he's lost all of his, I don't know how, he can no longer be an expert. You've lost your expert designation. You cannot pass the Daubert case. This is not in your field of expertise, but we'll let him explain to himself. And again, what you're gonna find, and I find very interesting, the white people know about foundational black Americans. Check it out.
So I don't know what I am, but
what kind of black are you? I want to talk about what's wrong with black people. In all seriousness.
See, again, you hear that, what's wrong with black people? And that's the cue for Myron Gaines to come in and, oh, black people are ignorant and ghetto and blah, 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 this, that, and the other. That was his cue. See, he has no loyalty to foundational black America. He wasn't raised here. And what's his name? Abu Fadi or something like that. So they don't ask me. I say, what do you mean what's wrong with black people? We got 1.7 millionaires. Well, you're overrepresented here. Yeah, we're also overrepresented in the military. Why don't we talk about that? We're overrepresented as millionaires. Why don't we talk about that? We don't talk about that. No, you just want to talk about the negative. See, I'll flip the script and say, why y'all overrepresented in people who unalive themselves with their own guns? You see, they don't ask me. See, they cue him up to say negative, derogatory things about black people. But see, now that we've delineated, right? Now they got to get somebody else. Okay, same thing with some of these other folk. Let's listen.
What's wrong with our black friends in America?
Too much.
Do you call them our friends?
You know.
How would you know? You're not black American. Why would you know? You can only talk about people from Sudan. You don't live amongst us. You weren't raised by black Americans. So you're not qualified to have this conversation.
It depends, because I consider myself black, but then when I talk to them, they say, you ain't one of us. So I'm like, all right, I guess I'm not one of you guys. So I don't know what I am, but.
What kind of black are you?
So my family's from Sudan.
Okay.
So you're a foreigner. Somebody type foreigner in the chat room. Matter of fact, somebody type tether in the chat room. You a tether. You've tethered yourself to foundational black American culture and experience, and you benefit from it by denigrating it and performing for white people. That's what you do. You're the parrot. You have a white racist bigot with his hand up your backside like a puppet, working your mouth. That's what you're doing. You're saying what they want you to say. Okay, so that's what makes you a tether. Not all immigrants are tethers, but this is one. Okay, someone who tethers himself to the black community and denigrates it and talk bad about it. You understand?
Literally means
So you ain't black.
the land of the blacks. But yeah, to them,
No,
I'm
you're not.
black.
You're a foreigner.
Precisely, yep.
What do they say you are? What do
They call me
think
a
you are?
tether.
A what?
A tether.
Yeah, that's what you are. You tethered yourself to the community.
What the hell is that?
I don't know, but I say, you know what?
You know what it is. You know exactly
I
what
want
it
to
is.
tether away from you want to be a part of y'all, man.
Damn.
You sound pretty untethered.
So their rule is this. If you're not able to trace back to like a slave, you're not considered black. You're not a foundational black American. You're a tether is what
So
they call
white people created black people.
So you hear that? You see which direction white people created black people? The conditions that existed in this country created black people, just like the conditions that existed in this country create the white people that we have. That's why we are unique and indigenous to this country. There's no other group of people like us. Somebody type tether alert in the chat room.
Essentially, that's what they're saying. If you're not, if there was,
Yeah, we're American. What that means is we're American. What that means, just like the people in Japan were created by the conditions, environment and climate and food and culture in Japan. Yes, that's why we are the most American. You see, that's how that
in
works.
slavery, there wouldn't be blacks.
Yeah, technically,
Because you're black.
yeah, white people.
Yeah, there would not be foundational black Americans, but for slavery, which makes us unique. You see how that works? Now give us our reparations.
Created FBAs, as they would call
Wow.
FBAs? That's what they call themselves.
FBA's foundational black.
No, what we used to call ourselves was colored, American Negro, freedmen. Okay, y'all used to call us the N-word.
Americans.
You're aware of the stupidity.
Yeah, you see that? Again, so this is another kind of African, all right? Now, again, what you need to understand, family, is that delineation has changed everything. Once foundational black Americans clearly said we are a separate ethnic group, delineation has made Africans and Caribbeans have to reassess their positions. Now, they're being treated like immigrants. See, at first they ignored us, and then they laughed, and now they're angry, okay? And when I say anger, I mean you had a woman off. She's about to go straight Osama bin Laden on us with the bombers. You understand me? She talking about where they at. She gonna strap up and unalive herself. That's just crazy. And to put something like that on the internet, that is crazy. You have lost it. If it makes you that mad, all we doing is doing the same thing you all did. We just putting our flags up. And it's got you that hot. You see? It's got you that hot that you are now So this is a situation that we're dealing with now. Y'all hit the number 1 button if you can hear me clearly. But anyway, like I was saying, so people like Myron Gaines, they're in the tizzy, okay? We separate, we're a separate ethnic group. Delineation has made Africans and Caribbeans have to reassess where they stand, okay? And the only thing we did was the same thing we've done, right? The same thing they did. Right? The only thing we haven't done is put our flag up, right? We let everybody know we're a separate ethnic group. And for years, everybody operated under one broad black label, even though the histories were different. Descendants of African or American slavery, first generation Nigerians, Jamaicans, Haitians, Ghanaians, we all placed in that one category of black, okay? And when we drew the line and said our lineage is tied directly to U.S. slavery and Reconstruction and Jim Crow and segregation, that shifted the conversation. Now, Africans and Caribbeans are being viewed as the way the system already technically viewed them, as immigrants, okay, and with a different historical claim. Look, it's a classification, but it changes policy conversations. It changes reparations conversations. It changes who the debt is owed to. How can you expect to get as much from this country as we get, and we've been paying taxes for centuries? My great-great-great-granddaddy was paying taxes. That's what I'm trying to get you on. How can you think you can come into this country and get the same amount that I get or my children get, and your people just got here one generation ago? You haven't put in as much as me. You ain't put in enough. You haven't put in enough blood. You haven't put in enough treasure. My family has served in every war. I can trace my heritage back to the 1780s. You see, you can trace yours back to the 80s. You understand the difference? I'm telling you, they ignored us at first. Remember, they ignored us? Then they start laughing, they call it divisive, and now they're angry. You see? It's not uncomfortable, they're angry. Because see, delineation makes things very specific. When everything is blended together, no one has to confront who the claim truly belongs to. But when you separate lineage, the claim becomes sharper. Whether we're talking about reparations or scholarships, right? They aren't about skin color anymore. You're not eligible just because you're black. What kind of black are you? See, they're about ancestry tied to American chattel slavery, and that precision unsettles people who were comfortable inside a broader coalition. And yes, when emotions rise, people say crazy things. The internet is full of reckless language, but what really happened here is not, it didn't appear out of nowhere. What happened is definition. We put a gate up. Every ethnic group in America distinguishes itself: Irish from Italian, Cuban from Mexican, Nigerian from Ghanaian. You bet not tell a Mexican that he's from Honduras. You hear me? Or Guatemala. You better not tell a Guatemalan they're from El Salvador, or a Mexican they're from Honduras, Guatemala. See, ethnic clarity is normal. And the only reason it feels explosive here is because in America, black has functioned as a political umbrella instead of an ethnic category. And once foundational black Americans said we are distinct, and the dynamic shift. And no one is being attacked. No one is being erased. Y'all can still be whatever you were when you got here. Tell you what, whip your flags out. Okay? But the next time you run for governor or mayor or Congress, we want to know, well, where your people from? Oh, your people from Jamaica. Oh, your people from Guyana. Okay, so you're not black like me. You're black and we respect you, but you're not black like me. What's your upbringing like? Because see, most black people, we vote for people because they're our same color. But what's the point of voting for somebody and they have a totally different worldview? Their loyalty is not to the United States or to black American people, but to their home country and their constituents. See, people are being forced to confront the historical injury tied to American slavery and that it belongs to a specific lineage. And that specificity changes the power conversation. It changes who qualifies for certain policies. It changes who the government owes, and that's what's causing tension. We messing with their money. You see, delineation didn't just create division; it revealed differences that were always there. And once you name something clearly, it can't go back. We're never gonna go back to just being flat blackness anymore. You see. And see, these Africans in the Caribbean, they don't miss us like the white folk miss us. See, they miss us because they can no longer get the things from us that we provided while they tethered to our culture. And see, as we don't associate with them, they can't associate with us. I want you to understand what I just said. If we say we're not you, then that means they're forced to say we're not them. Okay? They can't get the associating, they don't bring us anything. All right, we can make oxtails ourselves. We don't need kush, couscous, we eat cornbread. There's nothing they can bring to us that we need. And they're starting to feel the pain. This was a one-way relationship. They're no longer being treated like black Americans, they're being treated like immigrants. They're being rounded up, they're being harassed. Any black person with an accent, whether they're Haitian, Jamaican, Ghanaian, whatever they are, ICE is on them. So not only are you black and you got to deal with the racism associated with being black, you also an immigrant. That's a double wop. You understand? That's a woo wop. Somebody type woo wop in the chat room. Woo wop, woo wop. You seen that woo wop before? You see what I'm saying? It's related to molly wop. Molly wop, that's a woo wop. They getting that double punch. And see, unlike black Americans, they don't have the cover that we provide each other. You see, when white folk turn up the heat, we got each other's back. See, when delineation happened, that dynamic shifted. Africans and Caribbeans who once comfortably moved under the broad umbrella of black American or African American, I'm African, I'm American, okay, right? Now they're feeling the difference. And for years, being associated with black Americans came with certain cultural and political benefits. There was strength in numbers. There was shared visibility. There was a built-in coalition that carried weight in media, politics, and social conversations. It's nothing to have somebody whose people aren't even from here representing us in media, speaking on behalf of black issues and being a part. You could look at the African Congressional Congress, the black congressmen and women. A lot of them are immigrants or people first, second generation. We didn't have a problem with it. But see, once black Americans start clearly separating ourselves, the automatic association changed. Now Africans and Caribbeans are more visibly treated as what they technically are in the system. That's immigrants. And in America, being an immigrant comes with its own challenges. It means different policy categories. It means different political treatment. It means different assumptions. And so before everything was blended together, if something affected black people, everyone was counted in the same way. But now that the lines are clear, the experiences are being separated too. And that separation is uncomfortable. You see? Now, the thing is, family, there's another layer to it too. All right? When black Americans have historically faced pressure, whether we talk about politics, economics, or social, there's often been a shared understanding and response rooted in long, specific history inside this country. And that history created networks, it created institutions, it created a certain level of internal protection. And when you're part of that lineage, you move differently because the history is yours. And when delineation happens, that automatic connection is no longer assumed. Now, identity is more specific. And when identity becomes specific, the benefits that came from a broad grouping naturally shift as well. So yes, some people, a lot of people, they starting to feel the difference. And not because anyone is attacking them, not because anyone is trying to harm them, but because association is no longer automatic. And when association changes, the social and political landscape changes too. See, for a long time, everything was blended together under one label, black. Now it isn't. And when the lines get clear, the treatment gets clear, and that's what people are reacting to. I got a couple of videos. Let me see if I can pull these videos up for you all to see, because white people know now, okay? Check this out.
No, I think civil rights are for blacks.
See, this is essentially the problem, and the Republicans
What have we done to the immigrants? We owe black people something. We have a legacy of slavery. Immigrants haven't even been in this country.
This is the turn from
fair use.
Why the Democrats are dropping the blacks and moving on to the Hispanics because they're large.
We owe the black Americans something. We don't owe immigrants anything. That means if you're an immigrant, you're black, you don't owe you a dime. We don't owe you nothing. Okay, you weren't here.
Group of Hispanics now, but
the reason people are concerned about the words they use, the reason Americans care about civil rights, the reason we are sensitive to racism is for one issue and one issue only, and that is how black Americans were treated in this country.
Yes.
It is because of the legacy of slavery and Jim Crow.
So what she's saying is civil rights is for black people. Anybody who's benefited from DEI or set-asides, you weren't supposed to get that. All of that was for black people. Black Americans specifically. And now that we delineated, right? Now imagine I just want y'all to imagine in your minds. Y'all heard Dr. Claude Anderson earlier, right? What if we had delineated in the 1970s when these people first started showing up after the Hart-Celler Act? What if we said, no, yeah, you're black, but you're African black. We are Black American. We are foundational Black American, or as he said, we are native Black Americans. You're not. Okay. What if we had done that? All those resources that these people siphoned off, that would have flowed back into the black community. Imagine how well off we'd be. Now, we're doing well now. Okay. 60% of black people are in the middle class, upper middle class, or rich. We got 1.7 million millionaires out of 445 million people. That's a lot. We're doing well for ourselves. We are one. If we were a nation of our own, we'd be in the top 20 nations. But the bottom line is, family, you know, we would be a lot better off if we didn't have all these people that have been using our things. Okay.
Do not compare Irish, you know, the new groups, they always get a little bad treatment. Do not compare that to.
You said new groups, new immigrants always get a little bad treatment. So if you came to this country or you're first generation or second and you've experienced racism, it's nothing new. The Irish experienced it and they're white. The Italians definitely experienced it and they're white. The Polish experienced it and they're white. That's nothing new. Those are growing pains. But what we experience as foundational Black Americans is totally different. And so you can't equate it with that. Let's keep going.
How blacks are treated in this country. You don't get to piggyback on the black experience in America.
Boy, I mean, this is, you know who this is? This little skinny white woman right here has some choice words. She is clearly on the right side of right when it comes to being right wing. Okay, but all right, she's speaking the truth.
Not get to do that just because you are a woman, an immigrant, gay, Hispanic. No, the rest of you can go F yourselves.
No. All right, let's listen to the little angry white woman speak some more. She's been saying it. Here's another one. She's talking about Kamala Harris.
Claim to be an American black. It's simply factual that she is not a foundational Black American. And again, that is why America has all of these.
I mean, clearly y'all heard her say FBA. It's not going anywhere. All of you people who keep trying to disavow what FBA is, you got Myron Gaines talking about, oh, FBA, that nonsense. No, it's doing exactly what we needed to do. It's delineating. You are a foreigner. You're a black dude from Somalia or Sudan or wherever you're from. You're not from here. You are a foreigner. You are not a foundational Black American, period. And, you know, it is what it is, and it's working. Somebody type FBA in the chat room.
Provisions like affirmative action and set aside.
Yeah. And I want you to keep in mind, this young man changed his name from Amadou something to Myron Gaines. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, he did his very best to try to blend in. And a lot of these people with these foreign last names and all those vowels in them change those last names. They'll go from being something like Amadou to Randy or John or Jackson or something like that, so they can kind of blend in. But now you got to fill out those bubbles, and it tells you what kind of black you are. You better not lie about it because you might end up committing a federal crime. Now, again, I need you all to do me a favor. I need you all to subscribe to the channel if you hadn't already. Make sure you subscribe. We're doing our best to try to get to where we're trying to get. And so I want you guys to take the opportunity to subscribe to the channel now. I need you to do that. I need you to do that. It doesn't cost you a dime. Okay. We have 1,000 people in here, and I need 1,000 people, and that will get me to 95,000. That'll put us only 5,000 away from 100,000. So I need all 1,000 of you people to subscribe to the channel right now. Go ahead and take the opportunity to subscribe. And in addition to that, not only do I want you to subscribe, but I want you to be mindful. Somebody type mindful. I want you to be mindful, okay? Be mindful. If you've been involved in a car accident, give me a call at 713-229-0770. Clearly, the money I'm making on this social media is not going to pay me well enough to maintain the lifestyle that I've become accustomed to living. So I appreciate if you all will contribute to my well-being by calling me and utilizing my legal services And again, as I say, let's keep it real simple. I practice car accidents. I do car accidents, okay? Don't call me if you had a family law case. I'm gonna hang up on you. Your mama if your grandma need a will written, don't call me. If your baby brother's in jail, don't call me. Call me if you've been in a car accident at that number at the bottom, 713-229-0770. Are we clear? Somebody type clear in the chat room. Don't you call. Don't get your big head on the telephone. Yeah, I'm going to call Dennis Spurling right now. Don't call me. Call me if you've been in a car accident. That's where I'm going to make my money. All right? I do a good job for you. All right, welcome. Yeah. So you see, let's go back to what Ann Coulter has to say. Hit the number 1 button.
And civil rights laws. It is because of the shame and guilt about slavery and Jim Crow, both little democratic enterprises, by the way. So it all has to be spent on Black Americans, not on any loser with a grievance from around.
It all has to be spent on Black Americans, not from any loser with a grievance. Go ahead, little skinny white lady. Go ahead.
Around the world, and that's what it's become. I listed in that column you mentioned, Peter, because it always makes me laugh that all the good diversity jobs are going to immigrants. There was Claudine Gay, the head of some a lot of the affirmative action programs, and there are like 200 affirmative action DEI administrators. They're Indians, a lot of Indians. And I went through all of the immigrant hosts on MSNBC, and I forget, there are like 8 of them.
When she's talking, I'm here. That and the clique you claim is West Side. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing Tupac. I'm hearing Hit 'em Up. Somebody type Hit 'em Up in the chat room.
3 or 4 foundational Black Americans. And I know, MSNBC, they're so proud of their diversity. No, it's not about diversity. It's about integrating Black Americans into mainstream American life. And giving them benefits to make up for slavery and Jim Crow. Right. I think, some of
that's right, little skinny white woman. That's right. You tell them. We want our stuff. Go ahead, little skinny racist white woman. We need this is the type of racist white woman we need. That's right. Tell them to go on back where they came from. Tell them that's our stuff. Tell them somebody type that's our thing.
Affirmative action programs went a little far and aren't really helping. But that's what it's about, and we've completely pretended to forget what the point of this was.
Now, do you see why these immigrants are losing their mind at this point? You hear that? Imagine if you thought you were about to get a government contract, right, set aside for minorities, and you've typed in that you're Black American, and then Trump sends out a new slip. A new form that says, well, what kind of Black American are you? We need to know, are you foundational Black American? Are you from Ghana? Are you from Jamaica? Where are your parents from? And you like, oh man, you can't lie. You better not lie. Because Trump will put you in jail. You gonna go straight to jail. They try to put him in jail, he gonna put you in jail. Can you imagine that? It's messing up all kinds of scholarships are being messed up. Student loans are being messed up. All the opportunities that they once benefited on from tethering themselves to foundational Black American identity is they just fading. Are y'all learning something? I need to know if you're learning something. Okay? I've been talking for 2 hours and 23 minutes, and if you're not learning something, I can just go ahead and quit now, because if you haven't learned anything now, you're just not gonna learn anything. Okay? Before I go through this next breakdown, I need to know that y'all are learning something. And the way I know you learn something is that I should earn something, okay? And I appreciate everybody who has learned something. There's been 14 people so far, but I need a few more of you people to let me know you earned something by contributing to the Super Chat, the Cash App, and the PayPal. We got 14 Super Chats. Y'all know what you got to do. Let me know you know that I know. I'm gonna give y'all an opportunity to let me know that you appreciate what I'm doing. But I need y'all to go ahead and make that happen right now. Again, hit the number 1 button. Let me know that you appreciate what I'm doing, and also contribute to the Super Chat, the Cash App, and the PayPal if you learn something. In the meantime, I'll be right back. What's up, what's up, what's up? Welcome, welcome, welcome to the broadcast. This is Uncle D. People wash their ass in the tub, Kamala Harris.
You would tune in to Uncle D. Black man talk, pull up, homie, take a seat. Don't be a shadow watcher every day. You learn something and you earn something. Let them know and drop some money in the plate. It's getting cold, ladies, talking ratchet. There's a king here, grab your coat, zip your jacket. Keep quiet for a second, close your jaw. Turn it Spurling, this ain't Furling, know the law. Talking Constitution, pushing pins when he shooting, give him that. Masculinity, just for the record, sprinkle that. You can keep your cat, gotta cut it. Only cat he rubbing, gotta love it. I call it Holly Buddy. Gotta vote your interest, voting earns. Presidential, this is for the money that I earn. When you gon' learn, my people, that evil mixed with evil. No matter what you're doing, baby, this ain't equal. Sometimes when you're special, you get hated. The test is for the best, you're damn right, my people made it. Uncle D, Blizzard King, you've been served, gotta notice. Now black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now. Uncle D, you've been served, get your notice. Now black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now. Uncle D, you've been served, get your notice. Now black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now. Uncle D, you've been served, get your notice. Now black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now.
Hey man, I'll do what I do.
Somebody need to whip your ass.
Get up and whip him, Sweets.
Hey, don't be putting the money in my hand all rough.
Take your ass out here. You buy you a Floby and cut your own damn hair from now on.
All right, welcome back to the broadcast. I hope you guys appreciated that little break. I hope you guys are enjoying this broadcast. You guys hit the number 1 button, and let's go and get back to work. So here's the thing. We are approaching the end of this thing, but I have some I have another video I want to kind of work with you guys through, because these are going to be the arguments that you hear. This was something that, let me see about it. Shout out to BC. Shout out to everybody who contributed to the Super Chat. I want to see, let me see if I can pull this up real quick, because I want y'all to check this video out. Y'all hit the number 1 button. I'm going to let this video play, and I'm going to deal with it. I'll go back through and break it down in a minute. Hit the number 1 button.
It's Black History Month here in the U.S., and I want to wish everyone a happy Black History Month.
Now, again, this is a podcaster, and I actually saw this on the African Network with Brother Phil, and this lady has a real problem with Black History Month. Remember, they wanted Black History Month to be Pan-African Black History Month, and we said, nah, we're going to delineate. This is a Black America. It used to be Negro. I think it was Negro Week or something like that. And so they really wanted this to be there. Remember, they were trying to take over Essence Festival, and y'all was like, no, you're not, right? So take a listen to what she has to say. Remember, these people are used to being able to speak on Black issues. I want y'all to go through YouTube right now, and what you will find is that there are so many Africans who are talking about Black American issues, because nobody cares what's going on over there. But if you go through YouTube, I mean, they are going through TikTok. They're talking about Black issues, Black American issues, and you would be shocked, okay? Like, it's like y'all don't have any business of your own. So anyway, I'm going to put the fair use up. I'm going to let this play. You guys check this out, and then I'm going to be back to break it down in a minute, okay?
It's Black History Month here in the U.S., and I want to wish everyone a happy Black History Month. But this Black History Month cannot be business as usual. This is not the time for surface-level celebration posts. It's time for us to ask deeper, harder questions about where we stand as a people and what type of future we're building. Because something deeply troubling is happening in Black America. there is a growing movement within the Black American community that is pushing a narrative that threatens to divide us even further if we don't challenge it head on and expose it for what it is. They call themselves foundational Black Americans. And at the core of their rhetoric is a dangerous idea that the defining origin of Black people in America is not Africa, but enslavement. They want to convince us and the world that Black American history is somehow different from Black history in general, and that it began with slavery. That Africa, its kingdoms, its knowledge systems, its intellectual and cultural foundations is secondary or irrelevant altogether. And that Africans and Caribbeans who came to this country, who fought, organized, built, marched, theorized, and sacrificed right alongside Black Americans somehow do not belong to this story at all. Let's be clear. This episode is not about denying the unique and brutal history of slavery in America. That history is real. That trauma is real.
Aren't y'all proud of me for not interrupting her? Aren't y'all proud of me? Remember I used to interrupt all the time? Aren't y'all, come on now, give me some. Give me some, aren't y'all proud? I would be yelling at her right now on the screen. Y'all, aren't y'all proud? You better tell me you're proud of me, okay? It takes a lot for me to sit here and just listen to this hot mess without saying anything. But I do it for y'all. I'm making the sacrifice for you all. I'm not interrupting. I'm gonna let her finish. But I want to say something. You can look at my eyes and see I want to say something, but I'm not saying anything, okay? I'm gonna let her talk.
And the fight for justice rooted in that experience is legitimate. But how exactly does lineage or identity begin at the point where oppression forced you to land? Who were you before the first enslaved ancestor landed on U.S. soil? Today we're breaking down this movement, what the foundational Black American ideology actually claims, why it's gaining momentum right now, why its historical framing is incomplete and false, and most importantly, why this rhetoric, if left unchallenged, puts Black unity, power, and liberation at risk. Because when a narrative tells us that Black history starts with slavery, it doesn't just distort the past, it cages the future. And worse, it teaches us to fight each other instead of the systems that trapped us. Early Africans, as part of a long African civilizational continuum with languages, cultures, technologies, and histories that existed long before they ever encountered Europeans, the FBA framework increasingly treats enslavement and resistance on American soil as the starting point of identity. And from that framing, another claim emerges. Many FBA proponents argue that they are the foundational builders of this nation, that Black Americans descended from U.S. slavery are not just central, but exclusive to the Black struggle in America. Yeah. And this is where the danger deepens, because that argument quietly asks us to forget something critical. It asks us to overlook the fact that many of the most influential figures in Black liberation, culture, and political thought were immigrants or children of immigrants of African descent, some of whom also had ancestors enslaved in the Americas. Marcus Garvey, Harry Belafonte, Kwame Ture, C.L.R. James, Louis Farrakhan, Ivan Van Sertima, Cicely Tyson, Shirley Chisholm, and countless others. Because their lineage does not fit a narrow definition. Are we really going to say that these figures who shaped Black consciousness, civil rights, political representation, Pan-African thought, culture, and global solidarity were somehow...
Y'all mad yet? Remember, y'all told me don't talk, so I'm not talking. I'm gonna let her keep talking. Y'all mad? Because I know y'all yelling at your screen right now. You want me to say some stuff, but I'm not, because you all told me don't talk over the video, so I'm going to let her keep talking. Because that's what y'all said y'all wanted me to do.
Outside the Black American struggle? Because history tells a very different story. Black liberation in America has always been diasporic, always global, always interconnected. From abolition to civil rights, from labor movements to cultural revolutions, Black progress in America was never achieved in isolation. So when foundational begins to mean exclusive, when recognition turns into boundary policing, when justice becomes a zero-sum identity contest, we're no longer talking about history. We're talking about fragmentation. And fragmentation has never led to freedom.
Okay.
Well, all right, everybody, just woosah. Let's clear out that bad air. I'm proud of me. I didn't say much other than letting you all know that I didn't comment. You notice that? I'm proud of me. I'm proud of me. Y'all should be proud of me. This is what you asked me to do. You asked me to not say anything. And so now, since it's my turn, I'm going to speak and give my thoughts on what the young lady said. Now, let's establish what's happening here, okay? So that woman speaks about Black issues on a flat Black scale, whether we're talking about what's going on in Africa or what's going on in Atlanta, okay? Now, once delineation happened, people who are not foundational Black Americans can no longer speak on FBA issues as if they're speaking from within the culture. And that automatic authority is gone. And for years, anyone who was Black, including that lady who was clearly an immigrant, anyone who was Black in America could speak on Black American issues, and they received that insider treatment. But once lineage was clarified, that changed overnight. She literally is out of a job as far as speaking on Black issues. Now, if someone is an immigrant like her, okay, from another country, whether it be African or Caribbean, and they criticize FBA culture, it hit different. It's no longer seen as an internal critique. It's seen as an outsider speaking on something that they have no business talking on, something they didn't inherit. And that distinction matters. And so it's no different than asking a man from Australia to explain what's going on with the white people in Ukraine or Scotland or Ireland or Poland. You see, yes, they may both be categorized as white, but they're two different cultures, two different nationalities, two different histories. The Australian man might have opinions, but he's speaking from lived experience. He's talking from lived experiences inside the Ukraine. Okay, you see, that's not where he's coming from. He's speaking on what he thinks. You understand? And his words carry different weight. And so the same logic applies here with people like that. Once it's clear that foundational Black Americans are a specific ethnic group with a specific history rooted in American slavery and segregation, then commentary from outside that lineage is just that. It's outsider commentary. And it's not internal cultural correction. It's not a family debate. It's a stranger coming in our house telling us how we should run things and what's wrong. And you know how offended you would be at that? Same here, you see? And see, now that change, and that changes how we receive it. See, for a long time, folk could criticize Black American culture while still benefiting from being grouped under the same racial label. They had proximity, they had cover, they could position themselves as insiders, but once that distinction became clear, that cover disappeared. Now, when someone who is non-FBA criticizes FBA culture or something we're doing, like the delineation movement, it's obvious they're not speaking from within experience. And that's why this public figure and other public figures who built their platforms on criticizing Black American culture or even commenting on Black American culture are being challenged directly. And see, again, it's about defining who has standing. And if you're not from the lineage, you can speak, but you can't speak and claim insider authority. Delineation didn't silence anyone. It just clarified perspective. And once perspective is clarified, the weight of someone's voice changes. Now, somebody type now in the chat room, now. The arguments that she presented, let's talk about it. FBA says Black history in America begins with slavery and ignores Africa. Okay? FBA ideology supposedly teaches that Black American identity starts with enslavement, not Africa, and that Africa's civilization and history are being minimized or erased. Where do we ever say that at? FBA doesn't argue that African history is irrelevant. The argument is about political lineage, not cultural amnesia. And there's a difference between the two. Cultural origin in Africa and political historical injury that occurred here under the American chattel slavery different. Those things are not mutually exclusive. Every group in America distinguishes between ancestral origin and national experience. The Irish Americans don't deny Ireland when they talk about Irish American identity. Jewish Americans don't deny ancient Israel when they discuss Holocaust reparations. They distinguish between ancient roots and modern injury. FBA is doing the same thing. The claim is not that Black history starts with slavery. The claim is that the political claim for reparations begins with the American chattel slavery system. That's not erasing Africa. And see, some of us have relatives who are European just because of the admixture. Some have Native American. We're not denying any of that. We're talking about our experience. We're not erasing any of those traditional homelands. And see, that's defining a specific legal historical injury. Africa is ancestral. Slavery in America is the basis of the claim. Those are two different conversations. Now, she says, FBA says Africans and Caribbeans don't belong in the American, Black American story. Okay? Basically, she's saying FBA excludes African and Caribbean immigrants from the Black struggle in America. Look, we are not denying, foundational Black Americans are not denying that immigrants contributed to Black movements. We got Stokely Carmichael. We know Minister Louis Farrakhan, his mother was Jamaican, but he was born in Boston. Marcus Mosai Garvey immigrated here from Jamaica, but he was a Jamaican. Okay, we know Brother Malcolm X, his mother was from Guyana. His daddy was a Black Baptist preacher. I don't know, I know he was a preacher. I don't know what denomination. But the argument is not about ethnic distinction. It's not exclusion from participation. Okay, we know Shirley Chisholm was a daughter of a Caribbean immigrant. Okay. Yes, they were influential, but influence does not erase ethnic distinction. An Irish immigrant can influence Italian American politics. That does not make them ethnically Italian. FBA claim is not you didn't contribute. Its contribution does not determine lineage. Thank you for the help. You're still not eligible for reparations because your people are from Jamaica. You get it? Lineage determines eligibility for specific historical claims, and that's a different standard. Thank you for your help, but you're not eligible for this scholarship because your mama and daddy are from Ghana or Nigeria. And this is for foundational Black Americans, those who can trace their ancestry to slavery. That's the difference. Now, she said Black liberation in America has always been diasporic and global. So exclusivity is dangerous. Now, y'all didn't send no ships over here, Africa. Y'all did not send any ships over here. But let me say this. Their argument is basically black progress is interconnected. It's so indistinguishable that separating identity weakens unity. Okay? And here's the thing. Interconnected struggle does not mean identical political claims. World War II involved many allied nations, but the Holocaust reparations was specific for Jewish victims. Nobody has a problem with that. Unity in struggle does not eliminate specificity in injury. Foundational Black American is not arguing against diaspora solidarity. We're just arguing that, we're suggesting or we're arguing against diaspora substitution. We don't want y'all coming over here replacing us with a flat blackness. We all black, so we should all get reparations. No, that's not how that works. We all black, so we should all be eligible for these Black American scholarships. No. You see? If we're talking about reparations, reparations are for U.S. chattel slavery. The eligible population must be tied to that injury. That's not fragmentation, that's policy precision. Okay, now, FBA turns foundational into exclusive. I mean, don't y'all have flags? I mean, can I go to Jamaica and apply for a Jamaican scholarship that the Jamaican student would be eligible for, or Trinidadian? Can I do that? They're basically saying that foundational quietly becomes exclusionary and dangerous. Well, it's the same thing you all been doing, because see, every ethnic designation is technically exclusive. I mean, that's the whole point. Mexicans, Americans exclude themselves from Cuban Americans. You don't have a problem with that. Nigerians exclude them from South Africans. You don't have a problem with that. Ghanaians excuse themselves from people from Senegal. That's not a problem. Jamaicans exclude themselves from Haitians. Ethnicity is definition by lineage. The only reason this feels dangerous is because for years, decades, Black in America functioned as a political umbrella instead of an ethnic identifier that all of y'all could hide up under. You see, we as foundational Black Americans didn't invent exclusivity. In fact, it was introduced to us by you all. And specificity feels threatening when people were comfortable under the vagueness. You dig what I'm saying? Do y'all understand what I'm saying? These people are not happy. I mean, this woman had the nerve to say identity begins in slavery cages. Okay, so listen to this. If Black identity is rooted in enslavement, it traps people in trauma. What are you talking about? Did you hear that? See, there's a difference between defining identity by trauma and defining a legal claim by trauma. Again, let's go back to the Jewish people. Jewish identity does not begin with the Holocaust, but Holocaust reparations are tied to the trauma that they suffered. Armenian identity doesn't begin with genocide, but genocide recognition is tied to it. FBA, Foundational Black American, we don't claim Black identity begins with slavery. We knew it was Black people before we got here, but it claims reparations begins with slavery. And that's the legal argument, not a psychological one. And another thing, FBA creates division instead of fighting the system. And see, this rhetoric encourages fighting each other instead of fighting oppression. That's what she's saying. But look, coalitions that ignore internal differences are going to collapse when the policy decisions are made. And if reparations become race-based, like everybody Black can get it, instead of lineage-based, like this is for Black people who can trace their lineage back to slavery, freedmen, colored folk, Negro, then the claim expands infinitely. Everybody's eligible for it, and we can't afford to pay that. And that weakens the argument. You just got here 3 weeks ago and you eligible for reparations and my family's been here for 300 years. Does that even sound fair because you had to deal with a little racism? Well, so did the Irish. Hell, so did the Native American, and they own slaves. So should they get reparations for slavery? You can have diaspora solidarity socially and ethnic specificity politically. I mean, we can be friends, you just can't have my money. That's what I'm saying. We can be cool, you just can't eat at my house. Eat at your own house. Again, those are not mutually exclusive. This whole thing about fragmentation has never led to freedom. She basically said fragmentation is not the same as clarification. If anything, civil rights gains were achieved through organized, clearly defined groups advocating for specific injuries. Let's look at women's suffrage. It wasn't for all humans. It was for women. See, her argument is all lives matter. Well, okay, that's great. All lives matter. But as it is right now, we need to focus on the black lives. That's what the women's suffrage was not for all humans. It was for women. Japanese internment reparations were not for all minorities. They were for Japanese Americans who were interned during World War II by the federal government. Again, specificity creates legal clarity. Vagueness creates dilution. See, the real tension, right? The real problem is the policy impact that this is going to have. Once you say descendants of American chattel slavery are a distinct ethnic group, you change the reparations eligibility. You change affirmative action eligibility. You change political representation conference. I don't care how black you are. You're not foundational black. Okay? You change the resource allocation. And that's what makes these people uneasy. They've been able to slip and slide and hide inside of our fold, and they can't do it anymore. Because again, the broad coalition benefit ambiguity. You see, they need ambiguity or ambiguousness. Ethnic delineation removes that ambiguity or that ambiguousness. Look, we don't deny Africa. We just distinguish ancestry from injury. FBA does not deny, some of y'all are Irish. Some of you black people got Irish in you. You're not denying that. You can take a DNA test. You have Irish in you. Some of you all have some Native American in you. You're not denying that. But the Native Americans are not eligible for reparations for chattel slavery, and neither are the Irish, are they? What's the difference with the Africans? We're distinguishing ancestry from injury. FBA does not deny immigrants the immigrant contribution. We know about Malcolm X. We know. It just distinguishes contribution from lineage. Thank you to Hard Hitting History. Just because you were here helping does not mean you're eligible. There were some Jewish people that were helping with the civil rights movement. But there was also some Jewish people that owned slaves. That does not mean that they're eligible for the reparations. We don't reject unity. We simply distinguish solidarity from substitution. And FBA doesn't fragment history, it narrows a legal claim. And that's the actual debate. You see? That's where we at. They're not happy. They are not happy. But anyway, family, I want to go ahead and take the opportunity to read these super chats and get y'all on up out of here. I want to thank everybody. Let's see what we got the cash out floating across the bottom of the screen here. Did you all enjoy the broadcast? Did you learn something? Was it concise? Was it nice? Did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy what you heard tonight? Did you learn something tonight? Let me know if you learned something. Shout out to all the people who contribute to the Cash App. The Cash App is floating across the bottom of the screen. And I want to thank Ebam Cooper. I want to thank Made by Miko. I want to thank Tissurance. Said learn something. Good live. Who else? Sherry Johnson. Thank you, Miss Cherry. Appreciate you. You're awesome. And who else do I want to thank in here? We got some Cash Apps in here. I do my best to teach y'all. I may not go on every day like a lot of people, but I know one thing. You definitely gonna learn something in here because I'm not gonna waste my time or your time. I'm not gonna put trash out just for the sake of trying to please the algorithm. That's something you need to understand, family. I need y'all to understand something. A lot of the very popular content creators, they ride the algorithm. They figure out what's hot, whatever mess people are talking about, and they roll with it. What you all will learn over here is, for the most part, I just keep teaching, you see? And that's what separates me from other people. So if you want to keep this going and you want to reward me, then I need you to subscribe to the channel right now. There's a lot of people in here, and I've looked at the analytics, and I know about 40% of you all who watch my channel don't actually subscribe. I know that's what you're doing. I'm looking at the analytics right now. About 40% of the 700-800 people in here right now have not subscribed to the channel, and that's very disappointing. Okay? I'm very disappointed, just like when your granddaddy found out you got a tattoo. Okay? I'm disappointed at you. That don't mean I don't love you. But I'm very disappointed at you. I'm talking to you. Know the little tattoo you got right here? I'm very disappointed at you. You know the little one you got on your shoulder you didn't think anybody would notice? That's the type of disappointment I have. I wanted better for you. Okay? So I need you to go ahead and do better. Subscribe to the channel right now. Don't disappoint me anymore. Okay? Don't do that. We better than that. We don't do that. You watching the show, you enjoying it. You're not subscribing. Sad. That's real sad. I'm just telling y'all, this is the level of, I look every day, I'm like, man, I got 1,000 people in here. And I came, man, that's crazy. Got all these people in here. Now, if I was fighting with some comedian, if I was out here boxing people on the internet, oh, y'all subscribe to the channel, would you? I'm sitting here with my little flower and my little coat on, hot. And, I try to get my hair cut. Y'all know. Y'all don't even subscribe to my channel. Shame on you. Shame on you. It's Black History Month. All I do is talk about Black history, and y'all won't subscribe to the channel. I'm disappointed. Very, very disappointed in y'all. Let me see if y'all have heeded my warning. Y'all gonna miss me when I'm gone. Y'all gonna be talking about, we miss you, Uncle. No, you don't. You don't miss nothing. You don't miss nothing. You just want me in here talking and teaching you something so you can have something smart to say to the white people at your job when they ask you, what if black people do? I know what you do. You don't even give me any credit. You don't get half of you. Y'all wrong. Y'all wrong. Y'all treat me like a substitute teacher. Again, if I was in here fighting people on the internet and kicking up dust and saying cuss words every 3 words, y'all be like, yeah, man, we like that. Y'all be wild. It was a spectacle. I give you references. We talked about the Tignon Laws. We talked about Dr. Claude Anderson. I broke down these arguments that people are coming at you with. I told you why it's important for you to delineate. I spent hours getting this together for you, and you can't even subscribe. It don't cost you nothing to subscribe. It don't cost you a dime. Not a dime to subscribe. Not a dime. Sad. I'm disappointed. But you know what? The Lord loves me, so I ain't worried about y'all. Y'all, let's go ahead and read the super chat. I ain't worried about y'all. You gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna be looking at me on the rebroadcast in 30 years, trying to pass your GRE. That's okay. Shout out to Zuck. some brother or brothers must have turned her down in the past for her to be so hateful, and today she haven't gotten over them. Probably not. As she talking about that angry little black lady. The Dean 6919, preach on, Brother Spurling. I will. Thank you so much. So I appreciate you. Who else we have in here? Keep up the great content. Cali, Texas, Brother Spurling. I learned something. Take heed to the message sent me, baby. There you go. All right. Have y'all been sharing my blog? I need y'all to make sure you just share it and put it in the text message and send it to your friend. Listen to this, girl. Listen to this. I don't need y'all to do that for me, okay? I need y'all to go ahead and do that for me. Because y'all clearly are not going to subscribe to the channel. Maybe somebody else will, okay? Maybe somebody in your friend group will. So y'all go ahead and send it to other people who might be thoughtful, okay? Because I'm saying 40% of y'all won't subscribe to the channel. 40%. Not 4%, 40? What you holding back for? This like we've been on 5 dates and you still not putting out. You gonna lose me. 5 dates? Shit. I ain't gonna keep spending take you to the Cheesecake Factory 5 dates. No, you gonna have to give me that like. I'm gonna have to get that. You gonna have to let me know you like me. Anyway, thank you so much, Rena. Appreciate you. Black immigrants in our government messing us up over. Yeah, because they got different interests. Yeah, that's the thing. Zuck, I know these tethers have the King James Version of the Bible in their home so they can read Deuteronomy 28:15 through 68, which will explain our chattel slavery. Thank you so much. All right, we got some members. Shout out to K. I can't say that. Chaos Cube became YouTube member. Appreciate you. Who else? You giving out membership. There we go. We got 24 super chats. Can we get to 30 super chats since y'all want to at least like my page? Did at least 6 more people learn something? You don't learn nothing. You don't owe me anything, but darn it. I'd be talking for 3 hours, running out like 3 or 4 glasses of water. Anyway, yeah. Urban Eagle, thank you for the $5 super sticker. MAHS8, my hate. Thanks, no problem. Thank you. Luke, thanks for the work and dedication to our people. Before I forget, if there's any subjects you would like me to cover, let me know. Just let me know. If it's something you want me to cover, let me know. I'll think about it. You can put it on my board, my community tab, or you can just put it here in the chat room. If it's something you like me to discuss, I'll think about it. It takes me a couple of weeks to work things up. But just let me know. All right. Thank you, Kenneth Milo, for the $9.99. Also for reparations, read Genesis 15, 13, 14. If for the FBA reparations. Thank you so much. Zuck, we spent $1.8 trillion, so we're like, I know, ain't that something? Yeah, okay. Smooth, G Smooth, thank you for the $5 super sticker, family. Who else we have in here? LB1974HB, thank you for the $5 super sticker. Also, MAO, thank you for the super sticker. $5. At BCF6470, thank you for the super sticker. Also, the Black Gen X, I learned that this is one of the top 5 best FBA educational lives on social media. Well, it's necessary, man. And the reason I'm doing this is because everybody is attacking black people right now, and they're attacking foundational black American people, and we don't have anybody out there really advocating for it. Not like me. I am ferocious. I don't know if y'all remember me. I am ferocious. As an advocate for black men, everybody hated me. Y'all remember that? They called me the Blizzard King. I was so cold with what I said, cold-blooded. If you guys don't remember, I was the one that stepped up and fought back some of that bad press they were giving Kevin Samuels. I just, I literally ended up fighting the whole internet for about 2 weeks and won. And the only reason you all really have these things, that you have the counter narrative that you have, is because I attacked them. You see? I attacked them. You see? And that's how ferocious I was. But given my druthers, I'd rather just sit up here and talk about history and society and things like that. I really don't talk about relationships, but we need an advocate like me. And I'm in a unique position in that I'm a lawyer. I work for myself. Speaking of which, let me put this phone number at the bottom. Only a couple of y'all called me with a car accident. But again, the reason I can continue speaking to you all and being an advocate for black people, specifically foundational black people, black American people, because I don't have a boss. I pretty much can say what I need to say without holding back. I really don't care. Anybody I work for is typically a client, and that's a mutual relationship. So it's the autonomy, that you all provide me. I don't have to hold back. I can speak, but and I'm very measured with that. I don't overstep my bound. You don't see me out here just, really disrespecting people and using my weight. A lot of these people with these huge platforms, they really say mean things about people and they make a lot of enemies. I don't do that. I talk about systems. I talk about history. I try to give you something you can walk away with. But again, it's because of you all. Well, it's because of my clients. And if you become my client, you'll be one of those people. It's because of you all, I can keep, like, this is how you maintain black excellence and make sure it's not compromised. You take care of your own. And I'm not asking you for anything for free. Any super chats you give me is because you earned something. Same thing with the cash apps. And any work I do for you as an attorney, I'm earning it. But bottom line is it allows me to be able to continue educating you. And I'd like to keep this going if you all want me to keep going, okay? Now, in the meantime, our immediate goal is to go ahead and get me a 100,000 subscriber plaque up on this wall. So y'all make sure y'all subscribe. But thank you so much, Black Gen X. I appreciate that comment. That means a lot coming from my fellow Gen Xer. Hard-hitting history. FBA has the right to define their own identity and build institutions around them. It's about clarity, structure, and long-term power. It's only dangerous to those who want to maintain falsehood. Ain't that the truth? Realmus, Mr. $5 super sticker, thank you so much. Also, let me see, Sleepy YG, 2011, there'll be no black and brown alliance whatsoever. Thank you so much. The cause is worthy. Thank you, family. I appreciate you. Alonzo Dunn. Also, see, Kathy Smith, 3181, she said, I missed class. I'll catch the replay. You catch you on the replay, baby. We'll be here. We'll be here. And shout out to you, Kathy Smith. That's a pretty name. I bet you was pretty when you was a little girl. Kathy Smith. Thank you so much, Kathy. And super sticker. Thank you for the $5 super sticker. So we got 25. We live. Look, which was your favorite show of the past couple of weeks? Which has been your favorite show? I got a lot of pushback. People don't like when I start talking about the Native Americans on. They didn't like that. Y'all mad about that. You learned a lot, and a lot of people didn't know the extent to which Native Americans owned slaves. I got a lot of angry people. They're angry in the chat room. There was the comment section was ferocious. Okay, which stuff? I'm reading the super chat. Which broadcast did you guys like? Which topics did you like me covering over the past couple weeks, if you don't mind, before we close this thing out? The Empire versus Islam was really interesting. Okay, yeah, we exposed some things on that. Who was here when I did the African participation in the slave trade? Who was here for that? How many of you all were here when I broke down the actual tribes by last name who participated in the slave trade? How many of you guys remember that? Y'all hadn't been subscribing. That's why you don't know. You don't subscribe. But somebody said I was here. Okay, yeah. Look, everybody in the rebroadcast, y'all let me know what's your favorite in the comments section. I want you guys to jump in the comments section. I want you to let me know which topics you like the best, because I can only do so much research on my daughters of the trade. I went way deeper than that. Native Americans and Islam. The Islam one gave me nightmares about Africans walking in the day. I know, right, baby? I know. That was crazy. Okay, cool. What about when I talked about the private? What did I call the private? The brother that rehabilitated the German woman down in Louisiana. I try to keep it funny, but some stuff is just not funny. But I do my best. But yeah, what else? Africans, old tribe. Okay, reparations. Okay, first time here. Shell Jackson, all right. That was my favorite, all right. Private Thomas, that's right, Private Thomas. He put that black snake on her. Somebody type black snake in the chat, that Tennessee black snake. That's how Private Thomas' mama was wrong for hiding those letters from that lady. He was wrong for that. He should have been able to see his little German child. Yeah, Private Thomas did y'all like the description of how the actual act took place? It took me a while to figure. I wanted to give it to you, but I didn't want to go X-rated. That black snake. She backed up on that black snake. Hallelujah. Some of y'all done backed up on some black snakes too. All you ladies out there, y'all done backed up on a couple black snakes yourself in awkward positions. That's how you got that little bundle of joy sitting next to you. Praise Moses. I know it happened. I know how it happened. You got a little carried away, huh? Stayed a little too long, huh? The snake bit you. The snake bit you, didn't it? That it bit you down. Next thing you know, you done swole up in the front. I know. Them black snakes to get you, girl. Black snakes to get you. Y'all be safe out there. Praise Moses. I done got a few girls with my black snake too. I did. I done got a couple. I got about three. I got 3 sons. I'm batting 1,000. Anyway, let's get on back to this PG-rated program. Shout out to Song Jack. Look, Dr. Claude Anderson has been warning us since 1994. He said if we don't define ourselves, organize economically, and protect our political leverage, we will be swallowed by vague labels and diluted policies. That's exactly what happened. We allowed ourselves to be called minority for about 25, 30 years too long, didn't we? And we fell under the minority umbrella. We are nothing like the rest of those people. We are not melanated. We are not people of color. We are not minority. We are black, specifically. We are foundational black Americans. And we don't fit under anybody else's umbrella. We are not immigrants, okay? So delineation wasn't emotional. It wasn't petty. It wasn't divisive. It's not about them. It's about us. It was necessary. It was the first act of self-defense. Once we said clearly that foundational black Americans are descendants of U.S. chattel slavery, Reconstruction, Jim Crow, redlining, and legal segregation, we did what every serious ethnic group in America does. We defined ourselves. And once you define yourself, you can no longer be a race inside someone else's category. That's not about hostility. That's structure. That's power. See, for decades, policies created in response to our specific historical injury were stretched and blended under the word minority. It got so bad that white women end up benefiting from minority set-asides and contracts. Think about that. How crazy is that? You are the white, you would sit next to the white man. Y'all checks go in the same bank account. And you talking about you oppressed? See, once that word is expanded, our claims shrank. And that's not conspiracy, that's math. The more you widen the category, the thinner the distribution. In other words, the more mouths you feed, the less each one get. And so Dr. Anderson said this was coming, and he said, if you don't demand specificity, you'll lose leverage. But we was being too nice. We was trying to do the black and brown thing. You see, and he said, if you don't demand specificity, we didn't listen though. You see? And now the delineation has forced that specificity. People are uncomfortable, and that's good. Okay, because precision makes people uncomfortable when they benefited from the vagueness. But let's be clear, delineation is not the victory. Listen to me, it's not over. This is the beginning. So I want to take the opportunity to step this thing forward. Now comes the discipline. Now comes the consolidation. Every group that comes into this country builds internally first. They circulate their dollars internally first. They cluster economically. They protect their businesses. They fund their own institutions. Meanwhile, we're taught to integrate without insulation. We're taught doing business with our own is somehow, oh, our people, we don't like the service there. I mean, they treat you like an N-word. Other places, they might smile in your face. You see? We're told visibility was a victory, and it wasn't. Ownership is a victory. Infrastructure is victory. Circulating our money within ourselves is victory. Let me put my law office phone number back up here. Let me make sure I do that so y'all can understand what I'm talking about. All right? Matter of fact, all you black businesses out there, if you have a black business, put your name and address and the type of business you run in the chat room. I'm going to go ahead and click on it as we go, okay? Your name, address, and business and phone number up here. The type of business you in. Name of your business and your phone number, okay? Now, again, the next move from definition to power. Now the delineation is drawn a line. The next move, it can't be emotional. It has to be structural. And it has to be discipline. This is where talk ends and strategy begins. Building economic corridors is not a slogan. It means mapping where we live, where we spend, where we work, and intentionally redirecting those dollars inward. It means identifying foundational Black American businesses, lawyers, doctors, plumbers, electricians, accountants, tutoring services, construction workers, trucking companies, supporting it, look, and not supporting them occasionally, but systematically. All you businesses out there, if you have a company, what I want you to do is figure out how you can get me a link to your Amazon account and send it to me, and let's work together. Okay? And so people can say, hey, you know what? I have a black doctor. I order my water from this black-owned company out of Detroit. I get my coffee from this company out of Louisiana, or I get my toiletry supplies or my makeup from this company in Alabama, whatever, as long as it's FBA, and you get it systematized. So it's coming all the time. It means tracking your spending habits, asking hard questions about why trillions of dollars leave our communities every year and don't come back. You understand? Okay? Every serious group thrives in America understands one thing: money must circulate before it multiplies. If it leaves immediately, you stay dependent. So we build corridors where goods, services, and capital move within our own ecosystem. If you're dealing with an African mechanic or an African contractor or an African plumber or a Caribbean lawyer, there's no guarantee that that money is going to circulate within the community. They send a lot of their money home. Okay? Now, again, we got some black folk from the diaspora to school. I know a lot of brothers, they married to black women, black American. I got a friend around the corner. I buy my cars from him because his wife is black. She's a foundational black American woman from Texas. He's from the motherland, but they got a little black child. So, of course, I'm going to send him my business. His money is going to inure to that black woman. You see what I'm saying? He's fully integrated himself into the foundational black American community. I'm cool with him. It's a couple of professors over here at TSU that are Nigerian. Well, one professor, every time he sent me a student, I always give him scholarship. The reason is because he got 7 kids from a black woman. He got 7 children by a foundational black American woman from Chicago. You understand? So I'm not talking about every immigrant. If they fully integrate themselves into the foundational black American community, I'm 100% okay with them. You good with me. It's the ones who sit around, separate themselves from our community, don't put anything back, and talk crazy. I don't like those, and I don't think any black person like those. And if we were in your country doing that, you wouldn't like us either. I came over there with my snooty American wife, disrespecting you, talking bad. But if I came, let's say I moved to, let's say my son, not me, I got my son, I'm trying to, let's say my son moved to some country somewhere, right? and he marries a woman. Let's say he moves to Ghana. Marries a woman from Ghana, a black woman from Ghana. And he's fully integrated himself into the community. That's good. That's where the money goes. Your money is good. That's where your family is. Your family is with a woman from there. I can respect that. So these conversations that we are having is not for every black immigrant. There's a difference between a tether and a black immigrant. The tethers are the ones that just take. They latch on to the black community. They don't give anything back. Again, you might not be eligible for reparations, but if you fully integrate yourself into the black community like that, you A-okay with me. And I think most black Americans will say the same thing. Now, we also need to demand data separation, okay, because that's equally serious. As long as descendants of American chattel slavery are lumped into broad racial categories, policy outcomes, they're going to remain blurred. If you don't measure us separately, you can't fix the issues that we deal with accurately. And that means pushing for data that distinguishes lineage and education. In other words, scholarships, lending when it comes to homes, home ownerships, small business loans, government set-asides, business formation, incarceration, because we don't want to be held responsible for stuff that immigrants from the Caribbean and these other African countries are doing, okay? And if the numbers are diluted, so are the solutions. Lineage-based policy is not exclusion, it's precision. And when harm was specific, the repair needs to be specific. Just because you have a cut on your arm, you don't go take a bath in alcohol. You put that little dab of alcohol on that cotton swab and you put it to that cut. You see? And the other thing, family, acquiring land is not nostalgia. Acquiring land is not nostalgia, it's security. Go back and buy some of them plantations down in Mississippi and Alabama and Arkansas that our families were on. It's cheap, the land is cheap. They don't want to live down there. And the other thing you need to just hold on to it, because land is leverage, land is stability. Land is insulation against volatility. Land means food systems, housing control, development power, generational transfer. Creating investment pools means pooling capital, intentional small contributions multiplied into real purchasing power. You can go buy some land right now, put a bunch of fruit trees on there and come back in 20 years and have a source of income for your grandkids. Go on down there and plant some apple trees. Apple trees are like $100 a piece. Go down there and put 20 or 30 apple trees and come back in about 10 years. Put some pear trees up there. They're very hardy. You don't have to do anything. Just get you about 10, 15 acres and line them up with pear trees. You see? You can live on the land, but you also have fruit growing. I just want you to think about that. You see? What about some cooperative banking systems? That'll help reduce dependence on institutions that have historically treated us unfairly. We need to strengthen trade pipelines, which means rebuilding skilled networks. We need contractors, we need engineers, we need teachers, we need coders, we need farmers, we need healthcare providers who prioritize serving our communities first. See, Tulsa wasn't a dream. It was an organized economic engine. And that's what we rebuild, not sentiment, but structure. And then there's the psychological shift, the part people underestimate. Stop overperforming. Stop believing we have to be everywhere. We don't. We don't have to fix everything. We don't have to stabilize every conversation. We don't have to carry every cultural wave. Somebody talk about if you get lost, go find a big black man. I'm a little girl, you better, where your mom at? You see what I'm saying? Go on now. I might tell the man, sir, I don't know who child this belongs to. You need to get him. I don't even like kids like that. Come get this kid. Whose baby is this? But it won't be me. You understand? You need to stop thinking that our value comes from being the moral compass or entertainment engine of this country. Presence is not a duty. It's a decision. We don't have to be there if we don't want to. When engagement becomes voluntary, it changes the tone. When we move from needing approval to building leverage, the energy shift. That's installation. You see? That's maturity. Dr. Claude Anderson warned that without definition, economic organization, and political clarity, we would lose ground, and we have. Delineation handled the first requirement. We defined ourselves. And now comes organization. Now comes clarity. And this is not about separation from others. It's about strengthening ourselves. This is about us. It's not about isolation. We still here. But it is about insulation from instability. When we move from reacting to designing, from surviving to structuring, from emotion to economics, the balance shifts. And that's the real move. Not louder, smarter. Not angrier, organized. And once we structure, or once the structure replaces sentiment, the leverage changes permanently. So let's follow through. God bless you all. I love you. Thank everybody for the time you spent. I hope you enjoyed this evening. I have. God bless you. And as I always say at this time, this is Uncle D, and I'm out.
Dennis Spurling Podcast. Hit the like button, subscribe.